All right. We're good to go, everyone. How's everyone doing today? All right. Kick is good. X is good. Rumble's good. What's going on, E Will? Salute, salute. Let's see what else is good. Rumble. Yeah. All the platforms is good. All right. Throw this into X. Give me 1 second. Uh, this one. Kick. How's everything going, Evo? Happy Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Mm, I think I need to edit. Alright, this looks better. Yeah. I need to fix the name. I think we're all good right here. And one more. Alright, I think we're good. Perfect. Oh, yeah. All right, we doing good, everybody. Salute, salute, everybody. Welcome to the Bronze Reaper podcast. I'm your host, Rosalind Perkins. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Thursday. Uh, we have a and this topic, and I warned y'all yesterday. This might be a difficult topic for a few people, and the reason why is because we're talking about the anti-blackness in the Pan-African community, the manipulations, the deceitfulness, the white supremacy line pushing. Like we talk about this stuff today. So you know what? It's gonna be a great day today. It might be difficult for certain people, but it's only for one day. I got another topic tomorrow. Is the red pill uh Kevin Samuel's rejects? I might use that. I might do that one. I might have something else different. So yeah, definitely. We're gonna have a great day today. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also comment in the live chat. And I'm sorry, live chat, and also share. If you're new, subscribe as always, and if you want to donate to the podcast, I put the links up on the top. I'm still trying to figure out how do I leave it up on the top so you can just click it, but I'll figure it out. I don't know how these people been doing it, but I'll figure out the way. Just give me 1 second. I didn't take my pills, my vitamins. Put that right there. So yeah, just give me a second. It's just everything's all over the place. This right there. Pills. All right. So I'm still in my pajamas, everyone. So yeah, cut me some slack today. I have my coffee ready. I gotta go get a cup of water and also take a shot of that coffee. You know, give me a second. So give me another 30 seconds, it will be good. Here we go. We're good, everyone. Oh, you know what happened to me? I totally forgot what I bought on Thursday. And I forgot. And it's very expensive because it's the holidays. I usually buy eggnog. And I bought two because they're seasonal. So I try to get as much as eggnog as I can. And felt so good drinking it last night. I had some eggnog. I don't drink it. I don't drink it with alcohol, but I just love eggnog. I've been drinking eggnog most of my life, and that's one thing I have to drink at least. Through the fall is eggnog. So yeah. So that's always a good thing. Um, Give me a second. All right. Yeah, eggnog, man. So, mm. I'm always tell people at least once. I mean, for the first 45 minutes to an hour, if you're new to here, we usually just talk. So if you're in a live chat, I will answer your questions. So don't don't be shy. My live usually gets lit. I know it's early. Was like 10, 15. It usually gets lit, but they some good people. We got Charlie Shaw, E. Will, Kwame sometimes Shabaka, and these are Pan Africans. They're gonna have a bad day with this show, but they'll figure it out. They'll figure out how to cope through today. I'm gonna say this: the reason why they're gonna have a bad day is they're gonna have to hear me talk about Pan Africanism and them getting exposed by a few people. Even Professor Smalls had a problem with Pan Africanism at a time. I will say this: everything isn't supposed to be great. There is supposed to be some things that you have to tweak. But the rise and the fall of Pan Africanism is crazy. I think they Pan Africanism been happening since what was it 1905, and it fell. Was it 1920? I mean 2025. It's like I have seen the ending of Pan Africanism, and there's a lot of people that we can point fingers at. We can point fingers at Africa. We can point fingers at certain leaders like the Yorks, Dr. Umar. And there's some people that stayed fully, dedicated to Pan Africanism, but at the end of the day, it was it was destroyed by its own people. You know, sometimes it happens, man, and you can try to fix it, but you can't, dehumanize people for not, falling for the okie doke anymore. I just felt like people disrespect Black Americans so much where people lost faith in Pan Africanism. You know, hold on a second. Yeah, it's. Ooh, we might watch something good. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Hold on one second. We might have another video. All right, we might have another video today too. I do want to say this. I was wondering, especially with Pan Africanism, should we give it another try? Should we? Me, I'm gonna say no. Just in general, no. And the reason why, I just feel like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for for Black Americans. You know, it's we tried it. It's not like oh yo we just gave up on it and we didn't really fight for Pan Africanism. No, it wasn't that. It's just it wasn't for us. You know, it didn't give us what we needed to have. You know, so I can say that. I was actually when I started really seeing the true colors of Pan Africanism, I was really disappointed. And the reason why I was disappointed in Pan Africanism, and it's not like I thought it was gonna work or anything. It's just the harm that it has caused. It has caused a lot of harm, and like we can't act like it didn't cause harm. You know, like I have seen it with my own eyes that it has caused harm. You know, and don't get us wrong. We do love Pan Africanism. I know thing. Sorry for the confusion. It's not that like we had a choice or anything to had we didn't. It didn't seem like we had choices to pick what is what. Pan Africanism at the time was working. It was giving us high hopes of you know of life. Of what life can be under a black hierarchy, you know? But it failed us. I'm going to be personally honest, it failed us. It failed us in a big way because a lot of people depend on a lot of people depended on um they depended on pan-africanism, because we always thought it was the way. It wasn't the way. It was never the way. And I feel bad for certain people because a lot of people like like our grandparents and our great grandparents gave money to pan-africanism, gave their last dollars that they could have been given to their family or saving for a better life. And Pan Africans failed us like that. And we look at these Pan Africans now, they out here sexually assaulting people, fucking scamming. It's nasty out here, everyone. I'm gonna be personally honest. It's very nasty out here. Like they failed us big time, and we can actually be honest and say, like, yo, they failed us. They didn't have our best interests. You know, I'm gonna be personally honest. I don't think they had my best interests, and I used to promote the red, black, and green flag. I could personally be honest about that and say, like, yo, I really used to think, the Pan African movement was gonna help us. We're gonna get through life. We're gonna What's going on? What's going on, Salih Marie? Grand Rising, Bronze Reaper Media. Salute, salute. Thank you. How's everything? Happy Thursday. You know, it's just like I said, Pan Africanism failed us. It failed us. It put it this way: it failed us like Africa failed their own people. You know, that's how bad. That's how bad that delusional we were. You know, I will say that I was delusional about that as well too. Thinking like, oh, yo, Pan Africans are gonna help. Like the Pan African movement was gonna help us. We're gonna be in a better position, better situation in life. And no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm gonna be honest about it. It didn't help us. It hurt us in the worst way. It hurt us in the worst way because we're worried about another fucking people in a different country in fucking Timbuktu and not worrying what's happening in Chicago, Louisiana, Memphis, DC, California. We're not defending our own kingdom. And this is where I had the problem at. This is where I had to fix it at. This is where I said, like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough with this Pan African bullshit. Then when I stop and say, like, yo, we need to be helping black Americans in America. Oh, you being xenophobic. We should be all working together. Oh, yeah, every time we work together, we got to work together on Africa. We got to work together on the Caribbean islands. We don't see what the fuck is going on in this country. Like, we don't care what's going on in this country. We don't feel a reason to say, like, yo, everything's going to be all right. The people are coming. Our brothers and sisters from Africa and the Caribbean islands is coming. No. It's all you niggas is lazy, or you niggas is y'all got this victimhood. It's wild because we never been the fact that constitutional Africans did not even practice Pan-Africanism is insane on our part. Yes, we look crazy. We actually have to say, yo, we look crazy for helping these people. We look crazy for even trying to, say that. It's crazy when we say these people is our brothers, in the way, and we know how they disrespect us. And always people always want to point the finger. Oh, he called us an African booty scratcher. You know what? Now I'm really calling you an African booty scratcher. I'm really gonna, yo, be vicious about everything I say now. Do I love y'all? Yes. But I love y'all in a different way where, you know what, I can't show sympathy to y'all. I can't show, what they always say, empathy. I can't show that with y'all because every time we do give that to y'all, y'all take advantage of it. Give me a second, you know? Like I always had that problems with Pan Africans. Niggas see niggas see black people dying in the streets and niggas begging for food and not can't get their rent paid. They talking about, oh yeah, let us all go help Africa. Let's go restore fucking Africa. You know? It's it's yeah, you're right. Yo, you're right, it's nuts. That shit is nuts, man. And we actually, this is one thing about us as black Americans, we call out our bullshit. Yeah, love them from a distance. They ain't gonna like it, but they gotta accept it. They the ones who put this on themselves. What's going on, Randall? Salute, salute. You know? They put this shit on their fucking selves. Ain't nobody told them to disrespect us like the way they did. So, this is what comes with the bullshit. This what came with the bullshit. This what came with, us not staying focused and worrying about ourselves. We worrying about what happened in Africa. And these niggas don't give a fuck about us. We die in the streets. All they're gonna do is use it as a scapegoat from them doing bullshit and fuckery to us. You know? Here goes Shabaka. What's up, Shabaka? Let me hear you defend pan-africanism. The bullshit is that you have no understanding of what struggle is. What has FBA done for anyone but Tariq Nasheed the pimp? FBA are the biggest crybabies that knows nothing of struggle. See, this is the shit I'm talking about, everybody. Prime example, Shabaka, a fucking Beninese guy. This nigga is mad that we don't want to help Africa. Nigga, fuck Africa. And I'm going to be personally honest. Them nigga, fuck Africa. You know why? Because their own people don't want to stay in Africa. Why the fuck should I help a country that nobody wants to stay in? Only whites, Indians, and Chinese people. Like, what the... Are you... It's funny how these Africans have a slur for black Americans, but ain't got no slur for the Africans that are off code. Yeah, facts. They have a code of scammers. Yeah, you're right. I know. I've said this. I seen the code. I seen this come in 1993, 98. Like people saying, "Fuck everyone." Yeah, I seen it too. The thing about it is I didn't know how to react on it. I didn't know how to, critique myself and say like, yo, you know what? I don't. I didn't know how to critique myself and say, yo, enough is enough with these people. These motherfuckers can show their fucking culture and say that this is culture, but when we show our culture, there's a fucking issue. And the thing about it, people gotta understand, and I gotta be personally honest. I haven't never heard any white person actually going for accepting a real treaty if it's when it comes to people of color. All I know is white America and white supremacy is notorious of breaking treaties. I'm just gonna be personally honest. And I think Burkina Faso did what I think what's the dude? What's the leader of Burkina Faso? Shabaka, who's that guy who's the leader of Burkina Faso? I forgot the man's name. Him. I think that man loves white people so much that that's why he was shitting on black people and told black people they can't come to Bikini Faso. This is why we shouldn't help. This is why they should do shit by themselves. They don't need us. Pan-Africanism don't need black Americans. Pan-Africanism should be trying to fix Africa. They don't need us to fix Africa. White people culture is dividing, conquering, conquering and destroying other people's shit. Facts. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna add a little bit more. White people can't even get along with white people. I'm gonna be personally honest, and the reason why I say white people can't get along with white people is if they don't have a black enemy, they turn on each other. Yeah, Abraham Terror or something like that. Yeah, Abraham. This nigga, he loves white people so much that he trusts fucking Russians. He trusts Russians more than before he trusts fucking Caribbeans and other Africans. Why the fuck should we? This is why I always tell people all the time, like, yo, I'm cheering for the nigga, but I'm not gonna help him. White people, he came to kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah, facts. Facts, you know? Like, physically, I don't think they could beat natives or native blacks. And I'm just going to be personally honest. This is why you need weapons. This is why you need, certain, turning people against each other and stuff like that. Let's personally be honest. If all those natives in the United States worked with each other, do you really think Europe could have beat, like, these natives if they all worked together and then worked in tribes? You got to think about that, you know? Yeah, think about stuff like that. It's just, it comes with the territory of certain shit, man, and Bikini Fassa ain't no shit anyways. They talk about there's gonna be flying bush, fucking robots bringing you bush meat. You're gonna have zebra chicken nuggets. It's gonna be African McDonald's. Like, yo, niggas is gonna be wearing dashikis with the kufi hats and have the fucking African McDonald's sign and everything. Yeah, I was hearing crazy shit, man. That's what what's his name? Abraham was trying to do. All y'all do, all y'all, no, y'all do know these Russians had inferiority in the United States Army. They also helped the American government wonder how these Serbians became natives. Yeah, facts. It's true. I think personally, those Serbians that we do talk about, Hyena Max. Yeah, there's gonna be Hyena Max and Bikini Fassa and everything. I'm gonna say this too about what you said, Salida Marie. Those people are more Asian than Indian, like Mexican. Like, let's personally be honest, and the reason why I say that, um, like Serbia is like near fucking Asia. Them niggas look like Mongolians. I wouldn't be surprised if those niggas is half Mongolians or have Mongolian blood. This is why I say Asians, they're more closer to white than Latinos. You know? Is it McZebras? Shout out to Bikini Fassa with the McZebras and the Hyena Max. Shout out to Rando. The first thing you have to do is study. You're always telling me to study and research, but at the end of the day, you're not even a fucking teacher. You're telling me to do all the work, and you say you got the knowledge. Tell us what the knowledge is. Tell us what the word of the day is. Huh, Shabaka? You always say, like, oh, you need to study. Give us facts that what you're saying is true. Why should we listen to you, Shabaka? This is what it's coming to. Why should we listen to you? Why should we say, okay, you know what? Shabaka knows what he's talking about. Let's pay attention. You know? Yes, Asians have more Neanderthal DNA than whites. Yeah, I believe that. You know? Yeah, I believe that. And also, too, Asians have more. Like 33% of Asians have Mongolian blood. You know, because don't forget, Genghis Khan took over damn near all of Asia. He was the richest man ever. He had $120 trillion. You know, Born Evil. What's going on, Born Evil? Chewbacca needs to get his ass back to Africa. Keep them. Yeah, facts. Which is why we have Caucasian. Yeah, Caucasians. Yeah, you're right. All jokes aside, you know, and it's not me just being, oh yo, you just talking shit, you on your pro black shit. I'm just talking facts when it comes to that. It's just logic, you know. This is why if like the white race died, they want everybody to be Asian, you know. First of all, they don't like to get dark, you know. But I'm gonna be personally honest, their blood is not pure either. And the reason why I'm gonna say their blood is not pure is because um they're like South African Asians. Like I didn't know until Godfrey said something. Fucking Nelson Mandela looked like an Asian. Some of these Nigerians look like an Asians. So was it? You're just a stupid ass. No, nothing. My Benin Queen should have whipped your ass, whip your dumb ass first time you can do nothing without organizing this stuff. Nigga, y'all been doing organizations and studying for ever since the 1905s. Y'all niggas still can't get it. You know, Guyanans. Oh, Genghis Khan even had these YT enslaved. Yeah. Genghis Khan, yo, he was one of the most richest, if not the richest man ever. He had $120 trillion. He had more money than Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa had what? I don't know how much money he had. He had a lot of money to be righted, but he tricked his money away, man. There is only three skeleton types: blacks, Asians, and Caucasians. Everyone is mixed. Ooh, that's actually interesting that you said that, Rando. Um, you will learn the hard way. I already learned the hard way, Shabaka. I learned the hard way fucking around with fucking pan-africanism. You know, I'm just being personally honest. I learned the hard way messing around with pan-africanism. I would advise any black American men don't ever fuck with Pan Africanism. You know, Chewbacca's shut the fuck up. He owns the silk flying trade. Yeah, facts. Go on, Salida Marie. It's this is the thing about Shabaka. When I ask him a question, when I ask him to teach, say, tell us what you know, he don't want to teach. He just want to go with the insults. Your mother should know, yada, yada, yada. My mother, nigga, I'm 40 years old. My mother can't do shit. I'm going to be personally honest. My mother need to get her own self together. You know? Yo. She says bathing cow piss. Oh shit. Shout out to Salida Marie. Let's see. Born Enemy. When y'all got O'Shea, Duke Jackson coming down on y'all done Yeah. And the thing about it, don't forget, he was, O'Shea been doing this shit for like 10, 15 years. When he said that, like, Pan Africans were wrong, what can we say? And I know Shabaka don't like him because he's telling the truth now. He's telling the truth about Pan Africanism, but at the end of the day, we gotta accept the truth. All we gotta say, well, nigga, what else you want us to do? What else do you want us to say about Pan Africanism? Do you want us to keep lying? Keep lying. One thing about Black Americans, we're not gonna keep on lying about the same bullshit. We're not gonna keep on getting fucked over. Then after that, say like, oh well, maybe we need to try a little bit harder. You know. Then after that, you're just insulting our intelligence. Like you got the old school class of people and stuff like that. You got the old school people, yes, and we understand. But this is a whole different generation where we're doing stuff different. We're saying that like, yo, you can't keep doing this. This shit ain't working. I am 51 in Chewbacca. God, this work today. Yeah, go on, Salida. Go do your thing. You know it's. What do you know about Pan African? I did not insult. I say you with the insults. You can't insult me. That's one. And let me keep on reading. Just telling you the truth. It's it's not who's crying. Pan African won't thrive. You understand it? Pan Africanism isn't thriving. They're going down even more. It's like y'all looking sad out here, and you think, and the thing about it, you have this, you have this ideology where if the shit doesn't work, keep on trying it. It just doesn't work. It has never worked. It personally haven't worked. It personally hurt Black people. It hurt the Black community. We're bringing fucking people from fucking mud huts into America and thinking that they're gonna be on our side. Once they see a white man, it's gonna be a wrap. And the thing about this is the sad thing about it, Shabaka, you never been to Africa. You're going off what you seen on probably fucking Roots or something, or fucking Birth of a Nation. Like, come on. I mean, Beast of a Nation. I'm sorry, Beast of a Nation. Seen all these African fucking movies, niggas, thinking you on a whole bunch of dirt just dancing around a fucking fire and shit. Nah. O'Shea was telling everything, how I got embarrassed. Them damn Africans embarrassing us with the stupid stuff. Yeah, facts. You have to. Everybody, like I said, everybody got their day. I had my day when niggas was talking shit about me. It's like, oh, you're wrong, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, sometimes, you just gotta come, wipe the dust off and come back come back at 100. Come back and do what you're supposed to do. That's what life is about. It's always to progress, you know? If FBA's delineate was not a factor, then what is all this static about? FBA is settling the stage for change. And when we stomp the yard, it's a wrap. Yes, Salida, you are right about that. That's 1,000% right. When this is what people are scared of, but when it happens, I don't. And I'm gonna say this: I don't think they can run from it. I don't think. I think the Black diaspora is gonna have to accept that Black Americans is ethnogenic race. Ethnogenic race. Other people has ethnogenesis? Yes, absolutely. Jamaicans have an ethnogenesis, genesis, but like I said, everybody had an ethno mutation. You know, the only people who never really had an ethno mutation, I don't think white people do. They just move from place to place, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you know you're German. You're this, you're that. Y'all all look the same. It's just some of y'all have red hair, some of y'all have blonde hair, blue eyes, green eyes, gray eyes. It's just, I think the only mutation that y'all had was probably from Asians. You know, um, I will say that I do think you're part of the Asian race, the white Asians race, like the Koreans and stuff like that. And shout out to them and stuff because they have culture as well. But at the end of the day, I understand why the white supremacists or the white race are closer to Asians. You know, and it's not a bad thing. It's just this is how they work. Well, most work. Some Asians just don't fuck with other Asians, you know. So, and I get it. I get that too. They're like, yeah, I want to fuck with black people. I don't want to be, be in a box, you know. So yeah, I get it. My eyes changed from blue to green to gray. Weird. Yeah, it's a Actually, that's fascinating. I used to date a girl like that. She was black though. She was like light brown. It was crazy. Yeah, that's something different, Rando. Unique too, man. You know, so that's dope. So you don't even know what to put on your fucking ID when they ask you what color your eyes is. You got to check all three boxes and stuff. That's dope, Rando. Let's see. Pan Africanism is based on. Oh, now you want to tell me? Okay, let me read it. It's based on principle, name, or name one principle of Pan Africanism. You don't know. You don't know or understand. Tariq done fucked your mind up. Tariq had you stupid and thinking you smart. You know nothing. This is the thing, Shabaka. I don't want to know anything about the shit that I do know about Pan Africanism. I wish I never knew about it. You know, I'm just being personally honest. I feel like y'all fucked the black community up. Y'all was trying to replace the black communities with Africans because they comply more than black Americans. Black Americans are rebels. And let me tell you how I know that. It's because you try to change, because you and Marcus Garvey and all y'all other crazy niggas try to change our history knowing that we had history. Knowing our history isn't African. Africans don't even have a fucking real history because they all cut up. That's a continent with like 54 different countries. How the fuck would we know what type of fucking culture they have? How would you even know what culture to celebrate? You know, Chewbacca, the principles of disrespecting Black Americans. Yeah, facts, Rando. Chewbacca. Then why don't continental Africans practice your idea? They don't want to practice it. You know why, Salida? Because the shit is stupid. The shit is stupid, and we was the only one at the time, practicing that shit. We was the only one wearing dashikis and kufis and shit. You know, I'm just being personally honest. Us wearing the fucking the African medallions and shit like that, and Africans didn't even like us. This is why I'd be like, fuck Africa. I guess I'll leave you alone. You are foolish and don't want to know. You have no understanding of Pan Africanism or history. My people told me to just leave your stupid ass alone. Well, go on. Ain't nobody holding no fucking gun up to your head. I know I got guns, my nigga, but I never hold no gun up to your head and told you, hey, watch the Bronze Reaper. You came on here arguing, and I accepted that. I was like, okay, you know what? People's gonna have different opinions. You're just mad because nobody respects your opinion. You can't answer why these Africans disrespect Black Americans. Yeah, goodbye. You know, get mad because niggas ran you off, niggas. Nobody. This is what it's coming down to. This is why I said niggas is getting exposed. Niggas now want to say, oh, yo, there's 5 stages of fucking pan-africanism. Nigga, fuck pan-africanism. What the fuck have pan-africanism has done for black Americans? Instead of giving us culture that we know nothing about or and probably never had. These are the questions that we are asking. It's like, yo, what have they done for us? And all I hear is, oh, you need to study and fucking learn. Why the fuck would I want to learn about some culture that I know nothing about, that my family have no fucking don't have no fucking like leverage to? If I go to Africa, they're just gonna take my shit and run off with it. That's all they're gonna do. They're gonna take my shit and run with it. Say we got this crazy nigga for giving us his money. That's what they're gonna do. Are all of them like that? No, absolutely not. But at the end of the day, they still not supposed to be trusted. The shit that they have done, they fucked people over. They have said fucked up shit to people. They had called us these fucked up names. Then when they watch a fucking movie, watch fucking Boys in the Hood, they talking about, oh yeah, they call me a booty scratcher. Nigga, are you serious? Nigga, I was called a booty scratcher, my nigga. I put it this way. I bet you everybody in this fucking live chat have been called a booty scratcher. Or most of everybody. Like, come on. Instead of worrying about if you're a booty scratcher, put lotion on your fucking ankles, my nigga. And put lotion on your feet. Your feet look like they got 3rd-degree burns on it, my nigga. Like, come on. Peace books. Salita gave him that work. Wearing kufis and medallions is not. Yes, that shit was Pan Africanism in the 80s. So don't sit here. And in the 90s. That shit was all Pan Africanism. Niggas had the red, black, and green fucking medallion. I had 2 of them. Until I found out what that shit is, and I said, yo, let me stop wearing this shit. These African people do not like us. They talk crazy about us. You know? And that's why, let me tell you something, I'm going to be personally honest. That's why them old school niggas that was really, really fighting Shabaka, them niggas say, yo, leave them Africans alone. Them niggas don't like you. That's what them old school niggas used to say. Them Africans don't like you. Stay away from them motherfuckers. Stay away from them fucking tree climbing motherfuckers. They'll call you everything, anything and everything in the book, and will go tell the white man on you. Talking about telling the white man I'm your friend. Not knowing fucking white supremacy is the king of breaking treachery. So like, come on, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. That's why, let me tell y'all something. Y'all Africans, and I'm gonna say this about y'all Africans, y'all thought y'all was so comfortable because y'all had Donald Trump in this office, and you thought he was gonna attack black Americans. He told y'all fly eating motherfuckers that yo, y'all niggas gotta go back. But daddy, I voted for you. No, daddy. Daddy, I voted for you. Why send me back? I be good. You want more votes? I get you more votes. No, please. You and your you probably never spoke with someone from Africa. No, I have. I spoke to Africans. You know what he said? He was in my live chat. You know what the nigga said? We are all crackheads. We are all drug dealers. We are all thugs. We kill each other. That's what he said. Y'all all from Chicago. This is what this nigga said. And you know what I said? See this live chat? That's the niggas I'm talking about. These are the niggas, this is how these niggas feel about us. This is why I say there's no unity between us. There's no solidarity. There has never been solidarity. It's always what can black Americans do for Africa? Why the fuck, you gotta look at it this. Why the fuck they want us to leave our land to go help them fix their country? Then when we ask, what do we get from it? We don't hear no citizenship. We don't hear no fucking resources. We don't hear nothing. All we heard here was help, 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 help. Money. Let me ask y'all a question. Why isn't Dr. Umar in fucking Africa asking for money? Why isn't he asking for fucking donations? Why? Then when we tell the truth, like, yeah, niggas is out there eating dirt cookies. Oh, xenophobic. He's talking about my food. Nigga, y'all niggas eat dirt cookies. If it was, I understand if it wasn't true. I get it. But the shit is true. That's how some people live. This is how some people make a profit. Tell me what are you doing for anyone? You don't even know what to do. You a damn liar, truth in the shoes. Yeah, he's crashing out, man. Everybody, you see that? That man's crashing out. That nigga's crying red, black, and green. That's how, I got that nigga crying. Got that nigga out his body. Look at that nigga cry. Shabaka, you crying right now. So I say you a sucker. You crying red, black, and green and gold, nigga. And you can't do nothing about it. That's the sad part. You want to do something about it so bad. This is the thing. I let you plead your case. I let you plead your case. I told you, like, teach us about it. Tell us what we're getting wrong. You told us to go fucking study and research this shit. Nigga, eat a dick, nigga. But these fucking Africans really they be eating that shit. They be selling it to other people and eating it, And like people can shit on me and say whatever they want to say, but it's nigga, what am I saying that's wrong? What's really going on? Why do black Americans are feeling this way? Why are y'all getting exposed right now? Why is this why y'all don't want this exposure to come out? Why is your Pan-African members saying that, like, this shit ain't for black people? If you're black, don't come to fucking Africa. They rather help a white supremacist before they help you. Flies on the flies on the right. Shout out to Rando. But yeah, it's just we can't keep doing that to each other, We really can't. And this is what comes with the territory as an activist, Shabaka. You're an activist. People like me are gonna get busy. People like me are gonna say, this shit ain't true, man. We try, and the sad thing about it, we try, even though we were against everything that y'all was saying, we still try to work with you as black people. But at the end of the day, y'all the one had him as a leader. He's the one saying that he was a leader, and none of y'all niggas said anything till the nigga got exposed. Now all of a sudden, this nigga ain't a leader. What about Professor Smalls? He's not a leader either. Y'all don't got no leaders. Y'all need a leader. Cause it's an organization. Foundational Black America is not an organization. It's a lineage. Over there eating mosquitoes and kebabs. Shout out to Salida Marie. She's like over there eating flies, kebabs, mosquito kebabs. My fault. Mosquito kebabs. Yeah, it's just Shabaka, man. Let me tell you something. Your organization failed us. You know, we got to be personally honest about it. You know, and can it change? It probably can, but at the end of the day, right now, y'all are under construction. Y'all motherfuckers is under construction. If you don't have, let me tell you something. If you don't have plans for black Americans in America, then at the end of the day, we can't support you. You know? Maybe if they stop looking for a leader and get on fucking code. Yeah, facts. Baboom Nuggets. Oh, shit. But, you know what? I'm going to even do it better. I'm going to even say better. They need a leader because you know why? Somebody needs to put somebody into an hierarchy because it's an organization. I would want to say yeah they can do it by if they stay on code, but I feel like just how pan-africanism is, they need a leader. If you got other people coming from other cultures, trying to dictate some shit, it's crazy. Like that's why I get you when you say this, Salida. I get you when you say this. How are they trying to dictate what black Americans do and their country is a piece of shit? In our country, our projects look better than most of their countries. I mean, every part of their country. Why? So these are the questions that you gotta ask. People like you are foolish. You know nothing about pan-africanism. Whatever. I'm in the streets, Shabaka. I'm pushing reparations. I'm pushing the delineations. I'm pushing policies. This is what I'm doing now. I can actually put that under my resumes. We need to be pushing policies. At least to give you a fair chance as well. You gotta look at it like this, Shabaka. The most mishandled thing that ever happened to America was black Americans. Black Americans always has been mishandled. They always give us the fucked up information, education, fucking health. We always have been mishandled. All of a sudden when we say like, yo, niggas ain't gonna mishandle us no more, niggas gonna give us everything equally. Oh, there's a problem. Y'all asking for this, you asking for this, y'all asking for handouts. No, nigga, we asking for an equal opportunity as niggas been asking since the 50s. Probably since the late 1800s. Everybody been asking for equal opportunity. That DEI has never been for us. That DEI was supposed to be put in for us because at the end of the day, they were just looking over us. They wasn't even looking at what can we do. But they started fucking up because when we started building our own companies, them niggas was fucked. They was like, yo, they taking everybody black. Why are they achieving like this? And they finding out all these black people are doing it by themselves. I went to a white school and I've been to a black school. I've seen the difference facts. Salute, Spence. Salute. Salute, bro. Salute, good brother. After really looking at pan-africanism through, it comes off like a pyramid. Skin, skin. Wherever yeah. At the end of the day, we're on the top of the food chain because they need us. But other than that, they're not looking at us as a delicacy. They're looking at us all like, yo, this is just, to get better food or to make better food. It's like, you know what it is like? We're like seasoning. Yeah, you can cook the food, you could do this, and that, the food, but you can't do anything without seasonings. It's always going to be a part of the food. You know? What makes the food taste good? It's not just the food, it's what you put in the food. Everybody always been mistreating us, but everybody always say, yo, what is black Americans doing? You know? White schools had way better computers and books. Black people had outdated books. Yes, facts. It has never been equal. This is why the integration was so important to white supremacies because at the end of the day, they can control how education is. Once you control how education is, you could teach the kids how to be fucking stupid. This is what I was explaining to them at the reparation task force meetings. I was telling them, I was like, yo, they was like, oh yeah, all our kids is reading it at a third grade level. Well, look at the education that you're giving them. And we can't really blame the teacher. It's the format that they gave the teachers. So what can we do? Oh, where the season the meat and the fire that cooks it. Facts. It's true. We're the influence of everything. This is why, if y'all notice, I be having these topic questions and it be feeling like all these topic questions go together. I just be thinking, how can I add on to the topic question that I had just done or have done better? This is why I started doing polls in my post, you know? I had to do polls, man, because at the end of the day, I wanted to know what people actually really think. You think you're smart by talking nonsense. You get nothing. Sit and call people names. What has FBA's accomplished? Not a damn thing. Name one. Well, we're actually fixing the census. We made them basically fix the census. We made them think and say like, yo, who are these people really committing all the crimes? It's not black people committing all these crimes. This is why you see when you see a black face, they're starting to put what country they're from. We're fixing the criminal system. We're fixing all those lies that they've been saying, oh, black people, a lot of black people going to jail, and not telling that black people are the most exonerated people. So that's telling you that not a lot of people go to jail. It's just saying like, yo, these black people are being targeted. That's all it's saying. This is why I say these white supremacies talking points that y'all niggas have, it's fucked up because y'all getting exposed for it. Pan-Africanism is getting exposed for it. Watch this. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna start my bullets because I have a few things to say. Hold on, let me read Randos and Salitas. They brought welfare to highlights for the one. Yep, facts. Unlock the men up and get women money. Yep, they did do that. They did lock the women up and they locked the men up, gave women money. So whites didn't have it to hire blacks. That was the intention of welfare. No, white people are mad. Yeah. And the thing about, I'm gonna even go even farther. White people are the kings and queens of welfare. They are. They're the kings and queens of welfare. Arrested more does not mean convicted. Yup. Facts. Shabaka just in the last year FBA has flipped the political upside down just by not participating. That's what we. And I'm gonna say this too to the Latinos that are getting sent back and stuff, and that are getting targeted. You were supposed to be the buffer class, but once they see how much power that y'all had, if black people don't vote, they didn't like that shit. I'm gonna be personally honest. They didn't like that shit, and they already knew that y'all might flip on them and ask for something. That's why they're trying to send y'all niggas back. This is why they got y'all in those alligator deportation buildings. I'm just being personally honest. Facts. All that shit is true, you know, and 6 months. Yeah, they got it. You gotta understand it. You gotta understand, Randall, also too, and you probably know. When you're on top over a certain type of people, and these people just within like 200 years, within 100 years, just surpassed you like that, your race looks weak, and the last thing they're trying to do is look weak. You know, instead, this is the thing. If y'all didn't want us in this country, y'all should just gave us our own island. Y'all should have gave us our own land and said like, yo, this is your land. We don't want y'all back over here. Y'all do what y'all do. We would have built houses. We would have built communities. We would have stayed away from y'all niggas. Like if y'all was really sincere about it. Y'all niggas was even sincere about it. Y'all had a problem. So this is what happens. This what came with the problem. So the fuck? Like this is what I'm saying. Like, how can you get mad? How can you get mad when you started the problem? That's the problem. No one participates in anything. You must be organized to make any changes. We are Shabaka. What do you think we're doing? Why do you think these changes is happening? I'm just being personally honest. But I'm just being personally honest, and I had to tell the Latinos that, like, yo, they're sending y'all niggas back, and they're gonna send y'all back by the thousands. They're trying to get your fucking numbers down. They don't want y'all to be the highest population in the country. You think they want a Latino country? Why you think they're having a problem with Bad Bunny? And he's American. They don't want to hear that Puerto Rican shit. That's why those white people don't want to hear that Puerto Rican shit. If it ain't fucking Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez, they don't want to hear that. Shakira, they don't want to hear it. Mm-hmm. Turn on their own people. That's the crazy part. They turned on their own people, and I feel like this is how I feel. You turned on your own people, and you had no sympathy for it. You had no sympathy for it. Now niggas are sending y'all back, sending all y'all niggas back, and I think this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. All that being, oh yeah, you a citizen now, nah, nigga, they gonna send y'all back. Hold on, hold on a second. Hold on one second, everyone. You know, yeah, yeah, just Y'all fucked yourself up. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all fucked yourself up over when y'all thought y'all was white. I think this is where y'all fucked yourself up over. And this is the nigga. Let me tell you something. What do I call it? I call this I'm actually calling this the fall. Everybody's gonna have their time and place where niggas is cursed. Black people was cursed because when these Europeans came to America, they fucked everything up. They fucked up the ecosystem. They fucked it up. We had to do all the work, and we're fixing it. We fixed it now. We was radicals out here. Yeah, there was niggas in shackles and being violated, men and women and children. But nah, we ain't doing that shit no more. We getting busy out here. And you know what? I got a show for Saturday. The downfall of white supremacy. That's gonna be the show for next Saturday. I mean for Saturday. The downfall of white supremacy, or that's gonna be Friday. Cause talk about cursed, nigga. The white supremacy is cursed. What's going on, Dorsey? Salute, salute. Yeah, salute. The white supremacy is cursed. Like they can't get anything right. We're showing Shabaka, one thing you're not understanding, that they cannot get anything right without black Americans. They could get shit wrong. They could get shit right when it's without Africans or anybody else. All they got to do is just fucking take all your resources and tell y'all to do something about it. Like Chewbacca. Yeah. Real talk. And the thing about it, you gotta look at it. If they really wanted to move us, they should have been moved us. You know. Oh, let me do my bullets first. I'm sorry, everybody. Black Americans showed the relationship between blacks and Africans. We exposed that shit. You know. We should. Africans never supported blacks in the fight against white supremacy. And I'm talking about it collectively. Did you see the debate between whites and? Oh yeah, you missed it yesterday. Go check the last podcast. Yeah, we did a reaction video to it, Dorsey. Salute DJ X1. Peace and blessing. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. You know, it's a good Thursday. I had a allergic reaction over. I was giving blood. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? My fucking eye swelled up. I was like, I was gonna do a show. It was Tuesday. I changed my mind. I was like, man, I'm not doing my show with my eye like this. I look like Quasimodo, man. It was crazy. I was all fucked up. The Hebrews call Africans Hammonites. Yeah, that's what they are. Like they look like us, but they're not us. You can tell, you know. Like look. You gotta look at us now. You could tell that we're mixed with other stuff. You look at an African, you could tell that he's African. Some Africans you can't tell, but most Africans you can tell. You know, there's a few rare Africans you'd be like, I didn't even know he was African. I didn't even know. You look at his parents, you're like, yo, they look like fucking, you know, mudslingers, you know? So it's just, it be like that. Yeah. They're Hammonites, you know? Africans accept colonial rules and the very reason the African leaders are rich. Yeah, facts. Yep. And bust this. Pan-Africans and black diaspora manipulated the foundation of black Americans. They have done that. Whenever there's a law that needs to be put out, we never hear from a Pan-African. When there's a law, When there's stuff that needs to be done in the black community, we don't hear from the Pan-Africans. But when it comes to an African or it comes to, oh, they need to make some fucking money, we hear from Pan-Africans in the black diaspora. Or they're always manipulated, or they're always on the other side. I'm talking about the black diaspora. They're always on the other side. It's been like that for It's been like that for a few decades. Always, you know. Pan-Africans hurt reparations for black Americans and now supports African unions in their reparations. Him is the dark race, but not the Negroes. Yep. That's true. That's true, Salida. They hurt us. Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why that they hurt us in reparations. They hurt us in reparations because they knew that we've been fighting for reparations for a very long time. And when people started knowing like how much money and currency that black Americans bring in a yearly, just for us, just a small group, that's crazy. That was an issue. That was an issue with pan-africanism. Because they wanted a piece of the pie. Is it China's peaceful rise? This is the motto for the... Nah. Let me tell you something. Ping one. I bet you any amount of money that they had somebody in the background fighting for them. They were doing the peaceful protest, but they were actually rebels. They was rebels from other sides fighting. It's always like that. We did the same thing. We had the Martin Luther Kings, but we also had like fucking the Bobby Seals and the Huey Newtons shooting niggas, blowing up fucking police stations. The Ashanka Shakur, you see how they try to fucking demonize her legacy? Because she shot a police and ran off to fucking Cuba because they were fucking racially they were racially trying to kill this lady. Yeah. She ran her fucking ass to Cuba, and Fidel Castro, who fucked with black Americans as a person from Cuba, he fucked with black Americans. You know, so I will bet you any amount of money there was some people in the backgrounds that were rebels and in the backgrounds of China. Yes. I bet you any amount of money. It's always like that. Like let me give you an example. Mahatma Gandhi was doing a peaceful protest, but he had fucking people fighting for him. There was a war going on. Who was those people fighting in that war? That's why he got shot. But Mahatma Gandhi hated Africans. Ask Ghana about Mahatma Gandhi. They'll say he's a racist piece of shit. That's why they're trying to get his statue taken down in Ghana. Nobody talks about that, though, you know? Where's your fact? Look it up, man. I'm telling you. Put it this way. If you think I'm wrong, look it up. And just say I'm wrong. I'm just giving you stuff to look up. Mahatma Gandhi did the peaceful protests. You don't win the war because you're dead. You know, just, you lost. Hold on 1 second. Give me a second. Ping. Hey, what's going on? Salute. And thank you for watching the show, Adila. But yeah, it's just like I get you, Ping. You know, you sound like Jesse Lee Peterson. No, Jesse Lee Peterson thinks black people were better off in slavery, and he don't know his own history in Alabama, cause him and my grandmother's from the same place. My grandmother's from Selma, Alabama. Yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson is a piece of shit. And he likes bussy too. So it's, you understand, most people who are down low bussy lovers, they hate They love white supremacy. They love a white daddy, you know? You believe. I don't know what that is, so I can't. I don't know what you got her slavery to. I don't know what that is. But yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson was a piece of shit. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna be personally honest. Why do you think Black Americans is doing what they're doing? Do you just thinking that we're doing this just out of pure hate, Ping One, or are you thinking that we're doing this because Black Americans are tired of being sick and tired, and Black Americans is the most forgiving. Don't forget, Ping One. Black Americans is one of the most forgiving and spiritual people and welcoming people ever. Ever since fucking Jesus Christ himself. We are the most welcoming, giving, forgiving, and loving people. Why the fuck is Black Americans doing that? That's something to think about. I want you to think about that. The next thing I'm gonna say is Black Africans in the diaspora leaders scammed and downgraded the Black community. So the Professor Yorks, the Brother Polites, Dr. Umar, they fucked the Black community up. They fucked it up. What is Black African? You know what they're fighting for, Shabaka. You ask me that shit every fucking podcast. You look up my podcast when you asking that same fucking question. You know? You know what we look. We're just looking for the debt to be paid. That's it. We ain't looking for no crazy shit. Blacks that attack elders, Asians to their. How you know those were Black Americans and not Caribbeans and Africans? Humping one? I will say that. How do you know that they're not Caribbeans and Africans? Ping one. I'm asking you that question. Because if you're talking about New York is infested with Caribbean people. This is what I'm talking about. Pan-Africans is dead. Dr. Cora really that down. Yeah. They did. I'm going to even give you another one. Pan-Africans never planned to help foundational Black America foundational Black Americans fight against white supremacy. They never planned to. They came here to comply. This is what I'm telling you. This is why their talking points is that you don't have anything. Excuse the glory. No, I'm asking you a question. Pig one, it's just a question. If you're talking about New York, how do you know those people were Black Americans? This is why the delineation is very important, because Black Americans have been getting blamed for a lot of, like, let me give you an example. What happened in Philly? This guy who shot jizz on this white girl, he just pulled out his wee-wee and just shot the jizz on the white girl and on the white girl's leg and ran off. If niggas would have never asked what's that nigga's background, niggas would have thought Black people were hypersexual and like to shoot jizz on white women's leg. And they found out this nigga was foreign. So again, ping one. How do you know that those people were Caribbean or African or Black? Or no, I'm sorry. How do you know those people were Black American and not African or Caribbean? Or even an Afro-Latina? Latino, sorry. That's the question that I'm asking you. Can't take you serious, man. Deflecting. No, I'm asking. Ping one, you asked me the Blacks that attack elder Asians during the pandemic. I'm asking you, how do you know that there are Black Americans and not Caribbeans or Africans? That's all I'm asking you. And then after that, we can answer that question. If you just say, "Oh, I don't know it," I say, "Well, you can't say blacks or Black Americans were attacking Asian elders." This is what I'm trying to tell you. Take responsibility. You invaded Asia many times for the colonization. What are you talking about? Who invaded Asians? You mean Genghis Khan? You mean America? France? Who? This is what I'm trying to tell you, Ping One. You can't just throw out accusations, and when I ask you a question about your accusations, you can't answer it. There's a difference between a Black American and a Haitian and a Jamaican. Yes, I know that. That wasn't blacks. Those were Americans. Those were your Trumans. Those were your Frenchies. I know about Laos and Cambodians. My baby mother's Cambodian, nigga. Like, nigga, what are you saying? I know about all of that. I know about the Khmer Rouge. My baby mother was born in Thailand, nigga. What are you saying? You're not saying anything I don't know, my nigga. This is why you look crazy. Now, the question I'm going to ask you again. How do you know that it was a Black American beating up and putting his hands on Asian elders? I'm asking you that question. And if you don't know, you know what? You're more man if you just say, "Yo, I don't know. I'll just make an accusation." I know about all of that. Yo, this nigga's cooked. Pig One, are you part of the CCP? Watch this, everybody. Are you part of the CCCP? And he knows what I'm talking about. Are you part of the CCP? And a person who deals with politics, no one knows what a CCP is. Do you deal with the CCP? Oh, like Muhammad Ali, the one who told that he wasn't gonna fight in the Vietnam War? Hmm? No, CCP. Chinese Communist Party. Are you part of the Chinese Communist Party? I'm asking you questions, Ping One. I'd rather you tell me the truth than to actually make me pull it out of you, because at the end of the day, I don't think you want me to pull this out of the CCP. Yes. The Chinese Communist Party. Because the mayor of Massachusetts, Michelle Wu, they found out she was getting funding from them. How do I know? Is that why she's still a mayor? Isn't that why Chinatown never changed in the last 80 years? Was it because of the CCP? We can talk about it, Ping One. If you want to talk about Asian politics, we can talk about Asian politics. Did you research the African vloggers? No, because at the end of the day, because I told you to email it to me, you never emailed it to me. Oh, no, you don't want to talk about Asian politics? We can talk about Asian politics. We could talk about how in America Asian people treat Black Americans, specifically. Giving us bad food, giving us rodents, pulling stuff out of the trash and giving it to us. This is why I don't eat Chinese food. We can talk about it, Penguin. And I'm not trying to, shit on your culture, but like, come on. I asked you a valid question. I asked you, how do you know that was a black American and not a foreigner, not a Caribbean or an African? You start talking about Africans. I got shit to do with Africans. I personally don't deal with Africans like that. By the way, can I ask you something? Yeah, you could ask me something, player. I like African women, but I don't really deal with African like that. I'm just be what the fuck? Chinese has risen from its century of humiliation like no other nation ever has. Are you serious? Are you serious? Do you really want to say stop the Asian hate to me? After I know the fucked up shit and how far Chinese people can be? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Penguin, because I know you're trying to push a narrative, and it's all right. Yeah, I have a lot of Democrats attack me. I have a lot of Republicans that attack me. But one thing you will always get, you'll still get the same smoke as each other. Let me ask you something. You BS too much, bro. Let me ask you a question. Do your people cook the same food that they eat themselves? I'm asking you a question. Watch this, everybody. I bet you this person won't answer the question. Do your people cook the same food that they cook for other people? Or do they cook something different? They don't cook their traditional food for us. Let me tell you something, everybody. He's not gonna tell the truth. They give us the worst of the worst. Giving us the worst of the worst. He's mad. He don't want to hear it. But they give us the worst of the worst. Why you think most of these places get shut down and open back up? All they do is just put it under another name. That's all they do. They talk about they have been centuries of humiliation. Y'all got humiliated by your own kind. Genghis Khan humiliated y'all. That's why 30% of y'all people are Mongolian. Genghis Khan took over y'all. Now y'all have the French take over y'all. Y'all have the British taking over y'all. What do y'all talk about humiliation? Black Americans didn't do that shit. Black Americans don't have shit to be doing stuff like that to you, Penguin. And for you to blame black Americans, you're a piece of shit. And I have to say that. What you're doing, you're a piece of shit, man. And you are. I know you don't want to hear it, but you're a piece of shit. Fuck you and that bamboo stick that you came over on, nigga. I'm gonna be personally honest. Oh, I'll let you talk for 10, 15 minutes, Dorsey. Give me a second. Because we got to get to these videos. Boxer Rebellion. Yeah, Dorsey, give me 1 second. I'm going to have you talk for 10, 15 minutes. Then we got to get right into these videos. These videos are a little bit longer today. But yeah, Penguin, I don't like that bullshit you did. I think you're a piece of shit. And I don't think nobody should fuck with you and you make Chinese people look crazy. You make Asian people look crazy. For you to come over here and talk about stop Asian hate, ain't nobody over here hurting Asian people. We personally, let me tell you something. My show promotes Asian people. If y'all come on here, I let y'all talk, nigga. I let y'all get y'all shit off. And for you to do that, use a piece of shit for it. And I'm not gonna hold nothing back. I'm gonna tell y'all niggas the truth. Fuck that nigga. Fuck you and that bamboo stick you came over with a fucking panda, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. I'm on that type of time. Ain't my fault you was doing hand jobs to get over to fucking Canada, nigga. What the fuck? Now you mad at black people. I am a designer. Watch your screen. I think. Email me. Email me. Adriana22. Yeah, let me tell you something. This is the type of people I don't like. It kind of irks me. Shabaka doesn't irk me. I just know Shabaka's a fucking idiot. But Ping One, those type of people who tries to change the narrative and trying to demonize Black Americans because of the fucked up decisions that their own leaders made. Nah, nigga, we're not doing that. I know about all that bullshit that he's talking about. I know about the concentration camps that they had in Thailand. Why the fuck they not blaming fucking France and America? They blaming Black Americans. The fuck we got to do with that shit? We didn't have no shit in fucking politics to be doing shit like that. Like, come on with that bullshit. Niggas don't want to hear that shit. Talk about, oh yeah, you Black Americans attacked fucking Asian. Nigga, let me ask y'all a question. And this is to the Asian community. Where was that same smoke that y'all had for those white people who was doing all that crazy shit to you? Where was the same smoke when all them Asian people, all them Latino people was calling you chinos? Or when those white people were calling y'all chinks? Y'all niggas want that smoke for black people, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'll give you that smoke, my nigga. I'm not the one to bite his tongue for nobody anymore. That shit is done. That shit is done. Niggas, let me tell you something. The reason I'm gonna say this, Black Americans have tried to be loving people to everybody, even Asian. Asian people just didn't fuck with black people. I got a book called The Chinese Opium War. Yeah, them niggas brought mad drugs over here. White people was out here telling y'all niggas y'all was eating dogs out here. White people was out here talking about y'all was eating cat and dogs in the community. That's why cats and dogs was disappearing. White people were saying that. Where the fuck is the smoke for them? Oh, but y'all just love white people. The fuck out of here, them white. Let me tell y'all something about y'all Asians. Y'all better stop doing that shit. Talk about what black people used to do to y'all niggas. Where's the same smoke for them white people when they were beating the shit out of y'all? Talk about we eating cats and dogs. That's why what's his name? Mark Wahlberg got a fucking hate crime put on him. He was beating up an Asian person. That's why that nigga's trying to get his guns back. Trying to get his gun license because he got a hate crime put on him. Was it Mark Wahlberg? I think it was Mark Wahlberg. In Boston. One of the most systematic racist places in America. And you come over here talk about, with some raggedy nigga who was probably a Caribbean beat the brakes off of some elder. There was niggas in Boston knocking out old people. Yo, Dorsey, did you just hang up, man? Can't care less what anyone thinks of us. I prefer. All right, Dorsey, call. He's yeah, facts, greatness. You're right about that. Like, we can't keep on doing this shit with people, you know? And like I said, niggas always got smoke for us. Niggas always wanna, talk that bullshit to us. But no, you know what? No, that shit is done for. Hey, Dorsey, you got a call, man. We got 10, 15 minutes. But yeah, it's just we can't keep on doing that with people. You know? Let's see, 1 second. All right, he's back.
Call from.
Dorsey.
All right, there you go.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo, what's going on, Dorsey?
Hey, good morning, bro. How you doing?
I'm all right. How was your week?
Okay, I see. It's all right, bro. It rained here in LA a couple of days and so forth, and everybody started flipping out because they don't know how to drive in the rain and so forth.
Damn.
Then the Asians started flipping their cars over and shit
Oh no.
because it was on the freeway, fucked up the whole traffic over in where's that little punk ass place they over? Alhambra.
Okay.
Cause see, we have a large Asian population on the east side of LA, and
That's the
I
Long
hadn't
Beach
been over
side,
on
right?
that side.
That's the Long Beach side.
No,
San Fran?
no. Monterey Park, Alhambra is just south of Pasadena, right?
Okay.
Man, they got a massive enclave.
Mm.
San Gabriel, that's the name of the city, right?
Are they
If you was to
Cambodian?
Google it, and then, hey man, they everything: Vietnamese, Cambodian, Chinese, Japanese. See, it originally started Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Then the Chinese came in. A few immigrants came in. I think that was like in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, bro, it started.
Yeah.
Man, they balling.
Because
they
the Cambodian, I
balling,
think
man.
the Cambodians came over here like in the mid '80s, early '80s. Because
yeah, you talking about with the Khmer Rouge, the refugees from the killing fields and shit.
Yeah, because they were put in a concentration camp. Because that's when my baby mother was born. She was born in a concentration camp.
Yeah, over 2 million? Over 2 million were executed.
I think like 3 to 6. Yeah, it was crazy. They were throwing.
Okay, I got the little conservative estimate.
Yeah, they were taking babies. Yo, they were taking babies and smashing this shit on the trees and if you go to Cambodia, because my baby mother want me to go. I told her no, I don't want to go. But they got the skulls of the babies all on. I think on the floor and shit. Yo, it looks crazy.
Yeah, it's like a death cult, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and the
man,
thing about it, the guy who started the shit, he was still living in Cambodia. That nigga was living until he died. He died from old age in Cambodia.
Oh, you talking about Pol Pot?
Was it him? No, I think it was another dude.
Oh, okay, because Pol Pot is who we remember being as far as the leader of Cambodia and so more.
So yeah, it was Pol Pot.
Pol Pot.
Yeah,
because
yeah, he started that genocide, man. That motherfucker didn't go to jail nor nothing.
You talking about Pol Pot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happened. I used to be a punk rocker back in the day, right?
Okay.
And it was this group called the Dead Kennedys, right? And they made a whole album about that shit, man. They made a whole shit. That's how we became aware of what
You mean Rage Against the Machine? Rage Against the Machine?
No, that's the other one. No, we talking about the Dead Kennedys, right?
Oh, okay. Cause the Rage Against the Machine did the same thing. That's why they say
that was the 90s.
Yeah,
that was
killing
the 90s,
my name.
Right?
They said killing my name because one of those Asian people, he set himself on fire. He was like this, and that's a real picture.
Right. That was the one who was protesting against the Vietnam War, right?
Oh yeah.
The one who I think he was a monk or something.
Yeah.
He was a monk.
Hold on. Shout out to greatness. Shout out to greatness. The CCP though sends their millions to buy American real estate. Yep, and they do it in Boston too. What's her name? Michelle Wu, the mayor. I heard she was collecting fundings from that shit too.
Right.
The CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, they be sending money to Boston because Boston has a community of Chinese people. It's called Chinatown.
Right.
So they got their own community and they be getting busted for like, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and all of that shit. So it's
All that shit, nigga. You
yeah.
know, let me tell you something. Look, when Chairman Mao, okay, you know Mao Zedong, right?
Mhm.
Okay, when Mao Zedong went against Generusimo, what was his name? Generusimo Chiang Kai-shek.
Mm.
Chiang Kai-shek. You know, hey man, it's hard to remember them damn words, right? Because we don't use that shit.
Yeah,
But
we're not
Chiang
fluent in it.
Kai-shek, yeah, but Chiang Kai-shek was corrupt, right?
Yeah. He was
So he
super
wanted oh. I mean, man, it's a long history of Chinese being a fucked up society, right?
yeah, especially to their own
But
people. You know?
yeah, because remember they used to throw the girls in the river.
Yeah, because they wanted boys. I remember,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was their little way of population control, right?
Mhm.
That's why you know a lot of Chinese is homosexuals too.
Yeah.
You know them girly boys.
Yeah.
You notice they Asian, right?
Yeah, they call lady boys. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, them lady boys, right? Yeah, because they got that little. I mean, man, I don't want to be sounding racist and shit, but what I am is
That's
a
what they call
culturalist,
themselves. That's
right?
what they call themselves in Thailand. They call themselves lady boys. They don't call themselves transgender. They call themselves
Right.
lady boys. So
So,
you saying it right? It's
so
just
as a
that's
culturalist, not a racist, because look, I'm looking at your culture. I'm not looking at your race, right? I am. Color of your skin ain't got shit to do with it. It's your actions that I go upon, right?
Yep.
So just like the Africans, hey man, I gotta call you on your culture. You know, they tried to say that FBAs don't have culture, but we have culture. Yeah, we do kill each other, and that's fucked up. So, you know, our culture ain't pure, but at the same time, don't be trying to make it seem like your culture is saints and shit when y'all doing all that devil shit. Okay?
And also, you gotta remember this too. The reason why we kill each other because we got less resources. If you look at even look at animal culture, animal kingdom. If you have less resources, the animals is gonna get more aggressive and try to control resources. It's always has been about
Exactly.
resources. It hasn't never been about everybody being violent and we got a violent culture. It always has been about resources. This is why people
Right.
kill people over drugs, because it's a resource of making money and feeding their families.
Right. Okay, so when Chairman Mao became in control, this was after World War II, right? Because he received all them damn military shit from the U.S. and Britain to fight the Japanese, right? So he finally got the upper hand, and Generusimo Chiang Kai-shek, he moved over to Taiwan. We call it Taiwan nowadays, but back then they call it Formosa. Okay, Formosa, right? And so they then took everything and went over there. Meanwhile, Mao started getting shit together. He was executing millions upon millions of sellouts, right? You know, we call them Uncle Toms. They call them, sellouts, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as he was able to go ahead and consolidate his power, he started reaching out toward the Africans, right? Because he was trying to undermine the West by supplying the African rebels with weapons, right? So he told the Africans, this is when a lot of them first got nationalized. You see what I'm saying? In the 60s, when they started becoming a nation, right?
Yeah.
So what he did was he asked a lot of Africans to come to China to teach them agriculture, engineering, this and this, right? And at first the program was pretty cool, everybody was getting along. Then all of a sudden a couple incidents of rape started happening, right?
Yeah.
And the Chinese people was like, hey, these Africans is coming over here, and don't nobody give a fuck about their women till somebody else fuck with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the little Chinese was like, oh, well, they raping our women and shit, and then they started kicking them out to universities, and in some points, I won't say they was lynching niggas, but they was killing niggas, right? Africans, right? Okay. when Chairman Mao died, man, they shut down that program real quick. Because he was the only one who really wanted to help out. That's when Chinese started fucking with Nixon. The biggest racist from California.
Tricky
See,
Dicky.
Ronald Reagan was
Tricky
yeah,
Dicky.
see, Ronald Reagan was Tricky Dick, right? So Tricky Dick was a traitor to the United States because what happened was back during the Vietnam War when he was running the election, right? He went behind the scenes and started making ties with the Chinese Communist Party, telling them to tell Vietnam if they will go ahead and not accept no peace treaty with the U.S., that when he became president, he would withdraw U.S. troops, right? So what happened is, after he said that dumb shit, that's how the Tet Offensive kicked off in Vietnam. If you'll see it, the Tet Offensive started in Christmas. I think it was, 1968 or some shit?
Yeah, probably.
67, 68, right? That's because Nixon had told them folks, "Hey man, keep fighting, and I'm gonna run on ending the war here in America." So just like Reagan did with Iran, right? You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Reagan did the same shit with Iran hostages. You know, he made a little deal with them, like don't accept the deal, don't give up the hostages until I get president, and then I'll give you guys arms and cash.
Hold on, I'm sorry to cut
shit.
you off. Something just popped in my head. Just like Donald Trump did with Palestine and Israel.
Exactly. and also Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to blame Joe Biden for losing Afghanistan. No, he didn't. Donald Trump, before Biden became president, had already had the Taliban come to Camp David. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
And he left the Afghan government out of the whole talks. Started giving the goddamn Taliban everything, right?
He's the one who created the Taliban. The Americans did, to fight
right, the
Russia.
Americans, hey man, check this out. Because understand that Afghanistan is basically a mountainous area, right?
Yeah.
And when they went out there and took a survey of what was the material wealth in the mountains, man, they came back with $10 trillion.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised.
Okay. And meanwhile, Russia had started a deal with India where they was going to pipe in natural gas to the northern part. But the Taliban was like, nah, y'all ain't finna come on here with that bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why they fought Russia.
Yeah.
See, it's all about the resources.
Yeah. Remember what Remember what I just said about resources? If there's lower resources, there's gonna be more violence. So when people are fighting for resources, you're gonna see a lot of people get aggressive.
Right.
But hold on, because we got like 5 minutes left, and I gotta start this video. I want to ask you a question. Pan-Africanism. Did black people who are members of the Pan-Africanism, are they exposing Pan-Africanism's ideology right now?
To a degree.
Like, look at O'Shea Dukes Jackson. He been kicking the backs of Pan-Africans for like the past 3 days, 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, because O'Shea know where the money going. He know the trend.
Because he said, know what he said? He said this, and I'll never forget it. This man's going to say, and I want you to explain it because you and Duche's from the same state. I want you to say, I want to know why, out of all days, he's saying that like, yo, pan-africanism is not for black Americans. It always has been for Africans. Why is he saying that right now?
Because you got to understand, O'Shea, right, is a tether, right?
No, he's
but
black.
he was exposed.
I think he's black. His family's from
No,
Louisiana.
no. His parents from Africa.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, but see, what happened is when O'Shea and them moved up to Sacramento, because that's where he grew up in Sac, right?
Okay, Sac Town.
Right. You know, the brothers in Sac. You know, you talking about the brothers from Oakland. You talking about the brothers up north and so forth. They were way more accepted and way more militant, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why they got pimps.
So,
they don't got like gang members really like that. They got like pimps. Everybody fuck with each other. Like you got Crips and stuff. And like, cause my boy's from Vallejo, and he's a Crip.
Okay, I know where that's at.
You know, so I know there's gangs up there, but they're more of a hustling city, right?
Right. Okay. In fact, I met a kid from Oakland yesterday over at CSUN, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm up here trying to push black awareness, right?
Yeah.
So I'm approaching each black student and saying, hey, man, we just want to be able to make sure that you guys acknowledge the presence of another black person on this campus. You know, just don't walk by another black person and ignore them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little schmeal, right? Because I'm trying. Also, as soon as I can get these kids organized, I'm turning them on to your channel and I'm turning on to Plug's channel.
Okay.
But I gotta it's kind of hard. It's like herding cats and shit with these kids out here, man.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah. So like I said, O'Shea, I started fucking with O'Shea 2016.
Okay. Yeah, because he's been in the game for like 15 years.
Exactly. I started fucking with him in 2016, right?
Yeah.
Because he always had some little funny shit to say, about black celebrities or
tricking.
Shit like. Right. That nigga, the biggest trick it is, man. That nigga. But see, O'Shea. Right, but see, O'Shea, O'Shea went to medical school. You knew that, right?
Yeah, he's super smart. He went to medical school. He went to Poland. Like this dude, like yo.
Yeah.
Like I'll say this. I'll say this. O'Shea Duke Jackson is solidified as basically a very smart person. If he really didn't want to give a fuck, he would have still made money regardless.
Right.
You
But see, one thing about O'Shea, even when he was in Sac, even when he was in California, O'Shea can't get no pussy. That's O'Shea's biggest problem. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Now, understand this. Reason why he can't get no pussy is because he won't go ahead and get his body right?
Yeah.
Then on top of that, he an ugly nigga. I'm keeping it real with that big ass cabbage nose that fucks up his, because he's very intelligent.
Yeah.
But he ain't got no swag. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So him being up north, it's they more like, okay, well shit, just buy some pussy. It ain't nothing, that's part of the game, right?
Yeah, because the thing, he's just paying them to leave after. He ain't really paying for no conversation. That's why I always say, like, yo, tricking is kind of different. There's levels to it. There's tricking, you paying everybody's bill just to get pussy when you want pussy. And there's tricking where it's just like, yo, you just paying this bitch to leave and you're probably not going to see her again. That's tricking.
Right.
But if you're just paying, you just, y'all out, y'all shopping and stuff, y'all having a good time, and, you took her out on a date, that's not tricking. I don't consider that tricking. Because the thing about, let me tell you why it's not tricking. Say if you really like somebody and you want to take them out and to basically, see where their head at. You're going to say that's tricking, or you feeling the temperature of the water, That's
simping.
That's not simping. Because let me tell you what simping is. It's paying a bitch's bills. And she's like, I need help. But you just taking somebody out on a date, and
that's a date. Because, see, understand this. This is how I make the difference, right? when you
I'm gonna say this, y'all
dating a
California laws
person,
is crazy, man. Like, yo, I get it. Like, I get no. Let go and finish. I'm sorry. Go on.
okay, all right. So this is me now. This is my opinion. So don't quote me on this shit, right?
Okay.
Okay. When there's three layers of this shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's dating, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's when you chasing after somebody and you trying to impress them and trying to get them to give you the majority of their time,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Sometimes, the chick ain't exclusive. She still see niggas on the side.
Yeah.
But for the meantime, you think that's your woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what we call tricking is anytime you call her, she's on standby because she knows she's going to make some money off of you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then simping is when you just do anything for that chick. You stalking that bitch. You paying her bills. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That's why when you see a lot of women getting killed by these old dudes, it's because they like, bitch, I paid all your bills. Sugar daddies. You know what sugar daddy is, right?
I used to be a sugar baby. I know. I used to be a sugar baby.
So yeah. So you know how the game goes.
That's up my alley. That's why I say,
is,
yeah, I understand. That's why I say, yo, it's not tricking. I know what tricking is. Tricking is when this girl that I used to fuck with, she bought me everything and stuff like that, and I was a sugar baby, and she paid me when it's time to leave. When you want me to come to an event, I come to the event. It's like,
Well, that's why
she was
Snoop
tricking.
came out with that song, "Bitches Ain't Nothing But Hoes and Tricks," right?
Yeah.
Because women was always trying to buy him shit in order for her to get the attention.
Yeah, finesse.
You see what I'm saying?
They try to finesse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
right.
what happened
Hey,
is
3 more minutes.
O'Shea,
3 more minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna make this real clear. So when O'Shea went to Europe and he went to Poland, because he didn't have no game, he couldn't impress none of them bitches in Poland. Because think about it, bro. If you black dude and you got your shit together and you going a foreign country and you telling a bitch you trying to be a doctor and come back to America, they gonna be all on your nuts.
Oh yeah.
Because they trying to get back to the gravy train.
Oh yeah.
So America is the gravy train, right?
Let me tell you something. I think O'Shea I don't want to say he got addicted, but he got addicted to the lifestyle of these Europeans and Africans. He see how freedom was when it came to like sex and partying and stuff, and how things are cheap. Like if you ever go out of the country, you start to see that like the baddest bitches fuck with the ugliest niggas, especially in Thailand.
Yeah, but because
look in Thailand. Like them bitches be having 3-ways and all that stuff. They don't want you to pull out in Thailand. They don't be wanting you to pull out or nothing and bust in them. Yeah, that's how most Asian women
but see,
are.
you got to understand it's about the economics.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can buy some pussy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just at what price range the pussy charge you.
Yeah.
Some dudes get charged $10. Some dudes get charged $10,000.
Yeah.
It's dependent on how the bitch feel about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got partners. Well, I had one partner. He dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He was working for the he was working for law enforcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even back in when Fred 19 he dead, so I can say his name. In the 1990s, that nigga was making $94,000 a year here in LA.
In the 90s?
Yeah, in the 90s, nigga, them niggas was sucking up so much overtime. This is when he was youth authority.
Especially in California. California was crazy in the 90s, so they always needed overtime.
Right. So my boy Fred, oh man, he and then he would do what? 6 days on, 1 day off.
Yeah.
So he was killing that overtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Fred would have his day off, he would call up hookers. In the beginning, when he first came to California and got that job, I was already out here. So I was like, look, hold on, Fred, we gonna hook you up with some bitches, right?
Yeah.
But we used to call the nigga Freddy Krueger, right? Because first of all, he wasn't that motherfucking attractive to begin with, and then as soon as he got that liquor in him, that nigga became a monster. So that's why we call him Krug. We used to call him Kruger, because we know he gonna get nasty with a bitch, right? So eventually, when he started getting his paper, he just was like, "Fuck it, I'd rather just buy pussy than have a relationship with these bitches."
You know what? Hey,
So
let me
what
ask
he
you
would
something.
do-
Did he see something in the future that nobody else seen?
Man, Fred was a motherfucking criminal.
No, when I
Working
say
in the
about bitches and
motherfucking-
stuff, like, yo, look how he was already tricking and people look down on it, but now you look at it now, everybody does it. Just about everybody.
Yeah, but see, in my case, he calls it corruption, right? Look, man, I'm gonna tell you why I had a motherfucking falling out with Fred, right?
Okay.
I had hooked.
And this will be it, because I gotta go to the
this.
show. Go on.
Okay, it's short. I had hooked him up with this badass snow bunny from Alaska, right?
Damn.
Badass nigga, I'm talking about a 9.5, right? And she drove a motherfucking Jeep, and she had her own. She was a manager at one of these little like bread and breakfast type shit. You know what?
Okay.
Not bread, but Bath and Beyond type shit, right?
Yeah.
Felicia, right?
Yeah.
So I hooked him up. So the nigga begged me to hook him up with the bitch, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, they started dating. Now, he actually dated this broad, right? And Felicia was giving up the pussy like, you know, like, goddamn, you know, like it was a giveaway, right?
Like Poland Spring?
So, yeah. You know, like I'm saying? So, about like 2 weeks, Felicia come talking to me. She said, Dorsey, she said, what's up with your boy Fred? I said, what's wrong? She said, oh, he was treating me all nice. Now the nigga acting all indifferent to me when, you know, I'm trying to kick it with him, right?
Oh no.
So then I'm like, what? Right? Because understand this, man, I could have had the bitch for myself, but I don't share. So I'd rather just give a bitch to one of my partners if that's the case, right? Because this is when I was living in Glendale, man. It was only 2-3 niggas in Glendale, and we all hung out together and played basketball, right?
Damn.
I used to sell jacuzzis. So you know I used to have that shit popping.
No.
My boss gave me the key and told me we could use motherfucking facilities anytime we want, right?
Okay.
So like I said, man, we was fucking Armenian girls, Russian girls from fucking Poland, motherfucking
And this is in Sacktown?
Mexican chicks. No, nigga, this in Glendale. Cause see, this L.A.
Oh, okay. Because when we tell you something,
we
Sacramento and the Bay Area is very mixed. That's why everybody around in the Bay Area uses word nigga. And this is why when they get out of there, niggas, people's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, where you from? Were you from like Alaska or some shit? And they be from like Oakland. Because everybody hangs together. Everybody got the same lingo.
Yeah, but see, they got a lot of Southeast Asians, you know, Vietnam, Cambodia. Yeah. See, I always look at it this way, man. There's 2 Asias, right? You got white Asia. That's Japan and China, right?
Yeah.
But then when you start coming south, now you're getting darker complexion Asians, right?
Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam.
And I call them, the Blasians.
Yeah. And then think about it too. What's her name? Jeezy's ex-wife is from Oaktown. She's from the Bay Area. Yeah. But I was telling people, remember I was telling y'all, I was like, yo, don't be listening to fucking Myron Gaines talk about mess with these Asian girls and they'll be submissive and shit. No, those are one of the most disrespectful peoples ever. I'm gonna be personally honest.
Who was the one that Jenny fucked with?
Jeezy fucked with Jeannie Mai.
That nigga name was.
Her name was Jeannie Mai.
Yeah.
She fucked with Jeezy. She got a baby by Jeezy.
Yeah, because understand, he thought. See, she played that game with that nigga.
I know.
See, them niggas had educated her up in Northern California, right? So she knew that Jeezy was a mark.
It would tell you something. He was a sucker because he's from the South. He don't know about that shit. He thinking that, oh, yo, these are submissive women and stuff. No, nigga. Y'all don't know. Let me tell y'all something. I had to tell my baby mother, I was like, yo, remember my cousin Corey? She was like, yeah, that nigga just shot his baby mother. Shot his wife. I was like, stop fucking around. I was like, you know how my family gets down. I had to tell them that because at the end of the day, they're very disrespectful. Let me tell you something. Them Vietnam girls, my baby mother's Cambodian, but them Vietnamese chicks, they will be, they'll go in their language, start talking about you in their language, calling you fat, ugly, all of that shit. In their language.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas, and I be telling niggas, don't be believing that shit. Oh yeah, they're submissive and they be rubbing feet and shit like that, giving massages. Nah, nigga. That shit is only probably for a 2-month period. If anything.
Okay, this is no disrespect to the Vietnamese people, right?
Yeah.
But there is a whole culture.
That's the whole culture? I thought Thailand was a whole culture.
Yeah, but Vietnam, you got to remember when the French, it used to be Indochina, right?
Okay.
So that Vietnam used to be a layover for the French Navy.
Oh, yeah,
before
some
World War
freaks,
II.
too. The French is some freaks, too. They like 14-year-old
Right.
girls.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So when the French used to be over in Vietnam and all them other little before the Japanese came in, hey man, them motherfuckers was into debauchery over there.
Yeah. Me so horny.
Okay.
Love you long time.
Right, me so horny, right? So then when
One more minute. Go on.
Okay, so when Americans jumped into Vietnam, guess what? The GI started meeting them hoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 10 cousins who's in the Marine Corps, and all of them made it back, and every one of them had pictures of them sitting around a bunch of motherfucking hoes.
Yeah.
I mean, a gaggle. It'd be like 4 soldiers, and you got about like 8, 9 motherfucking Vietnamese hoes all around. They sitting in the bar and shit, right?
Fucking. That's all they want to do is fuck, man. Don't pull out.
That's why I joined the Marine
They get mad
Corps.
when you pull out too. I know.
Right.
I fucked with a Vietnam girl one time. Oh, go on. I'm sorry. 15 more seconds. Go on. My fault.
Yeah, because they know that's that cash register. You're a cash register. But see, what happened is the United States lost, and then them goddamn hoes got stuck with them goddamn Amerasian, and they got ostracized by the North Vietnamese, because the South Vietnamese didn't really give a fuck. It was the North Vietnamese that saying, like, well, you laid down with the enemy and shit.
Yeah.
So, you're a traitor. Yeah. So, just like with the Common Rouge, they went to them goddamn education camps, right? Okay. So, I mean, man, we could go on for days about how them motherfuckers is and shit. But the bottom line is they tethers too.
Mm-hmm.
They just Asian tethers.
Yeah.
And like I said, when old boy Jeezy got with her, man, she had already been pimped. Yeah. She knew the motherfucking game.
Remember, we're gonna end here. I'll let you land here, but I'm gonna say this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Remember, I always used to tell you, like, Jeannie Mai is probably one of the best side chicks ever. She's probably one of the best side chicks ever. All she wants to do is fuck and she leaves. That's it.
Okay, so I'm finna land the plane, right? And then the plane is finna go a roundabout way. Because, turbulence. I got turbulence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. In California in the 1890s, they prohibited Asian women to come into the state of California because they didn't want motherfucking Chinese men propagating, because they knew they, produced like bunnies, right? They fuck like bunnies, right? So what the Chinese did, they dipped down there and got them Mexicans. Mm-hmm. They started marrying Mexicans. That's why the Mexicans and the Chinos don't get along. Because, like I said, don't nobody give a fuck about their women until somebody else want them.
Yep.
So when the Chinese dudes was coming down to Mexico and starting businesses and shit, They was getting the cream of the la creme, right? They was getting the baddest Mexican hoes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if you go down and see Mexicans be trying with that bullshit. They the biggest hoes they is, and y'all can talk. Look, the Germans fucked them, the French fucked them, the Spanish fucked them.
Hold on one second.
The Chinese.
Hold on one second. Shout out to the greatness. You wildin' out here. The one child problems. Facts, child, nationalist. Yep, you're right about that. He's right about the communist versus nationalism. Let's see. We forced the British to give up the empire. Facts. Not really. Yada yada yada. Nixon's not really tripping on skin color. Neither was Reagan. And now. What happened with China? Salute to greatness. Salute to Salida Marie. It used to be called coin. Facts.
So.
All right, go on. 20 more seconds. 20 more seconds. Then we got to get to these videos.
So for what really need, man, all of Asia really need to thank Japan, even though they hate the motherfucking Japanese, right? But they really need to thank Japan because Japan was the one that broke the yoke over Asia.
Facts.
Because of Japan, they stopped motherfucking America and they stopped motherfucking Britain, France, Russia. They stopped all them motherfuckers from coming in there doing that imperialism shit.
Yep. Facts.
Okay? They broke the United States so bad that motherfucking United States went on and gave up the Philippines, gave them their freedom because they couldn't afford it no more.
Damn. All right, I got to land right here, man.
Yeah, go on and land because understand, them white Asians, they think they own the world. Right. The rising sun. Look at that goddamn flag they used to have.
Yep. See,
Ping,
Ping one. You see what you started, Ping one? That's your fault. You wanted to smoke, and I told you. I said, Ping one. I told you. I was like, yo, stop trying to make Black Americans seem like we're beating up on Asians. It's never been like that, and it will never be like that. You know.
Okay. So, damn, man, I ain't got no time. But anyway, look, Japan copied themselves after Great Britain. Remember I told you about that Union Jack flag?
Yeah.
Japan did the same thing, but they was a rising sun. So you know them little rays, you know, they used to come out their little flag before they just had the meatball. Because you know now it's just a circle. It used to have rays. That means that they going in every direction taking shit. Yeah. They copied the British, and they felt like, think about it. They had an emperor who was the king, right? And he was holy. He was above everything. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Same thing in England, right? The king was God sent. He was, you know, he had God's destiny. And that's the mindset of the Asians. Now the Chinese, they want to be like America.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? They got that money now. So they like, we driving cars, all kind of shit. They building their own shit. And yeah, there'll never be a rival to America, but they on the same standards of America, and that's why America is pissed. Because now you got the Chinese sending rocket ships and sending out over without the help of anybody.
Yeah. All right, I gotta get to
man,
this show now.
I lined it, but yeah, you motherfucking Asians is racist too. And Chewbacca, I saw you, nigga. I just got here, nigga, and you up there beating your chest, putting capital letters and shit. That shit don't, just because you put that shit in capital letters does not mean that shit is true, Chewbacca. Now, I'm going to be in the goddamn chat, and I'm going on to voice-activated mode. And Mr. Ping Pong, hey, man, you know you goddamn Chinese is some lying-ass motherfuckers. We ain't even tripping about that. We know how you dipped on them cowboys back in the day and would go in the garbage and give them anything and call this shit chow mein and be giggling and shit.
I told him.
So, yeah, we know about it. And we also know that you motherfuckers in the sex trade. A lot of the little if you ever notice here in L.A., you'll see a Chinese business, right? A Chinese restaurant, right?
And it'd be a brothel.
And they hold, and a gambling den in the bottom of the basement.
Hell yeah, those are the best places.
Yeah, like what was that shit with Jackie Chan and Chris
Rush
Tucker,
Hour.
the first one?
Rush Hour.
Remember how he went in there and the motherfucker was in the back getting down?
With Kung Fu Kenny?
Yeah, Kung Fu Kenny, right? So understand this. In L.A., we noticed that shit, nigga.
Yeah.
They be having you look at parking lot, that motherfucker full, right? But when you go into the restaurant, it ain't even one person in that bitch.
Nope.
You be like, where the fuck is everybody?
Oh, yeah.
They in the back, or they down in the basement, or the dungeon and shit. Yeah, it depends on what them motherfuckers is into. If they into the gambling, they in the back. If they into that goddamn human trafficking, they down in the dungeon where them hoes is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I landed my plane. I wish I had got in earlier, man, but, I had to take my old lady to work and, traffic and
You're
shit.
good, man. You did good.
I don't like talking while I'm driving because, I get distracted and shit.
Nah, I got
See
you.
where I'm coming from?
Nah, I got you
Yeah,
playing.
but, man, hey, man, for some reason, YouTube is fucking with your notifications.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all got to reset it. So if y'all got to reset it, just reset it.
But, like I'm saying, man, I'm over at CSUN. I'm promoting Black awareness because I call ourselves the Black Awareness Society.
Yeah.
And membership is, but our credo is I will never pass by another black person without making them aware that I notice their presence.
Yeah.
Because CSUN is 90% Hispanic.
Yeah.
And the black students be like, well, goddamn, I don't see a black face in this bitch for hours. And then when you do see them, they motherfuckers just pass you by and don't even acknowledge your presence.
Yeah.
That's how I'm getting the kids because they be like, as soon as I say that shit, they be like shaking their head. Yeah, man, that shit's fucked up. I said, yeah, I'm finna change the atmosphere on this bitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get a lot of look. Check this out. I get a lot of play by these young college girls. I'm on real, nigga. And I have to tell them, look, I'm 63, and they kind of fucks up the little the little energy and shit.
Yeah.
But I got to be young with them. I got to be honest with them because I'm not finna take advantage of. I'm trying to get to your mama, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you. You ain't got no money. You in college. The mama is the one who's financing this whole motherfucking shit. That's who I'm trying to get back to.
Don't say
And then
I gotta
one
go.
more thing. All right, my tires is touching on the mat. Look, I done met 4 motherfucking African women. Remember when I was telling Chewbacca, this one lady, her husband from Nigeria abandoned her and ran off with a bitch back to Nigeria?
Yeah.
Well, I met 2 bitches from the French Congo, right?
Yeah.
Over by the Versace store.
Be careful, they're
got a little
superficial.
Hey, nigga, I'm broke. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. They can be motherfucking triple official.
Oh, well.
They ain't getting shit out of me.
All right, just
But
let
my
you
time,
know.
this it. Oh, bro, look, check this out. Hey, man, Dorsey don't pay for pussy. That's just my credo. I can talk myself into pussy. And I'm international. Like I said, there's 31 flavors in the ice cream shop here in L.A.
Yeah.
And I'm fluent with that shit, man. And I'm going to leave it on this. I'm going to ask you this question. There's only 2 types of people in this world. What are they?
Black and white.
No. One more time.
What, what? 2 type of people?
You a player, and you know this shit, nigga. When I tell you the answer, you're going to be like, oh, man, damn, I knew that.
What is it?
It's only 2 types of people in this world. That's men and women. And when you know how to talk to women, you know how to talk to half the world.
Facts.
You don't even have to speak that language. The body language does it all.
Yeah. Facts.
Facts. Okay, I'm leaving you. But, hey, man, I got much respect for you because you real with your shit.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate
said that.
that.
You'll sell this dick, nigga. You'll sell this dick before you motherfucking starve, right?
Yeah.
See, Chewbacca, You'll eat a dick
Oh,
before
shit.
you
You
start.
called him a dick eater. Oh,
We
shit.
sling that dick, nigga. We sling that dick, Chewbacca. You eat a dick, Chewbacca.
Oh,
All right, bye.
All right, Dorsey. Oh, shit. Easy. Oh, shit. That was Dorsey, everyone. He's always good. He's always good with the podcast and stuff. That was great to hear from him. Shout out to Dorsey. Greatness, I see you in the live chat. Salida, I see you in the live chat. Born Enemies, I see you in the live chat. If I didn't say greatness, I see you in the live chat. Who else I seen in there? Shabaka, I seen you. DJ X1, I seen you. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment into the live chat and get busy. You know, if you want to talk crazy, you can talk crazy. It's just somebody else gonna be talking crazy with you. So this first video right here, we talking about how Africans are just jealous now because, and they're trying to copy off what Black Americans are doing.
About culture and languages and stuff that, like,
I'll be back
you're
too.
from a capitalist society, like, nobody cares about that stuff. Like, that's the reason why I feel like a lot of Black Americans feel like pan-Africanism does not benefit Black Americans, because all of the talking points are always about what we can do for Africa, how we can build up Africa and help Africa, how we can send reparations over to Africa. And it's like, well, what do we get out of that? In exchange for that, you're offering us a connection to our roots, a connection to our heritage, our lineage. Nothing that can help us, nothing that can help build us up as a people that can actually benefit us, our descendants. Like, I'm sorry, but money in exchange for culture, it's not equal. Like, I'm sorry, you don't have to come with something a lot better than that. If we're actually going to work together in a pan-Africanist type of way, you got to offer more than languages and culture, because there's just not enough value there.
Pan-Africanism started as a call for global Black solidarity, but what it turned into a vague, feel-good slogan with no boundaries, no accountability, and zero focus on the unique debt owed to Black Americans, who, was descendants of American slavery. It became a passport for anyone with melanin to show up and shout Black power and start playing spokesperson, even when they have no connection to the lineage, no shared history, and no skin in the reparations game. Reparations isn't a pan-African issue. It's a foundational Black American issue. But try telling that to folks like Dr. Umar Johnson, our favorite pan-African uncle who's been raising funds since Obama's first term and still hasn't finished the school.
So far, we raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content, because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000.
See that nigga pocket watching. Pocket watching. That shit is crazy. And salute Jeff. Thoughts on dude. Oh, we're gonna talk about him today. This is why we're having this topic question. Shout out to O'Shea.
In 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for Black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling ass Black people.
Ungrateful. This is, see, look it. This is your Pan-Africans at its best. Pan-Africanism at its best. Y'all niggas thought I was joking when I was saying this. You see how Shabaka got mad when I told the truth? I was like, yo, these niggas is out here telling the truth. What's going on? You know? He got mad. But this is what we're seeing out of Pan-Africanism.
I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside. I'm getting sick and tired of getting texts on my cell phone for Black folk talking about, I've donated, like they done. You gave me $25 damn and you think you free now. We got to raise $2 million. Your ass ain't done. I better get some more and some more and some more and some more until we hit the goal, brothers and sisters. That's the way we're going to have to do this.
Look, we don't dwell on Umar. He's more of a footnote at this point, but he's symbolic of this distraction. All passion, no plan. Loud about unapologetically African, quiet when it's time to name who the debt is owed to.
Pan-Africanism is dead and Umar killed it.
I told you.
Umar, stop begging for money. I am so sick of this. Listen, I am nowhere near as famous as Umar, but I've done so much damn activism without asking you for a damn dime. Let me show you what I do for a living. You see them? Those are called goats. That's just one animal. As you can see, I got pigs all over the place and piglets. And you see Umar
Little
and
oinklets.
Pan-Africanists, that's called a job, or as our Afro-Latino brothers would call it, a yob. Okay? I have a yob. I ain't gotta sit here and pull off scams. I'm so sick of tethers and people who are Pan-Africanists with all these goddamn scams. I'm a hard-working farmer, a hard-working FBA farmer. We have nothing in goddamn common. Pan-Africanism is damn dead, and Umar put it on life support.
Oh, and just in case you thought Pan-Africanism was still holding hands and singing freedom songs across the continent, South Africans, Ghanaians, and Nigerians are currently beefing like it's a World Cup grudge match. Yep, trade disputes, cultural shade, and social media spats have turned African unity into a group chat full of left-on-red messages. So when people like Dr. Umar tries preaching Pan-Africanism like it's the cure for everything from colonial trauma to snow bunny addiction, just remember, the actual continent can't even agree on who invented jollof rice. So this isn't the kind of unity we should be looking for. It's mostly a family reunion with no catering and 3 uncles fighting over the ox court. So let's pivot to the bigger issue, because the bigger issue is how Pan-Africanism gave cover to Democrats and political figures to smile at black voters, got the vote, and then ran off on the plug. So we're going to start with the biggest heartbreak of all, Barack Obama. Black folks didn't just vote for Obama. We believed in him. We prayed for him. We cried when he won. We thought this was it. Finally, someone who fight for us from the inside, a black man with the highest seat in the land. But here's the reality check. Obama has a Kenyan father, white mother, and was raised in Hawaii and Indonesia. The only tie to black American lineage was through Michelle, and even that got watered
I
down
told
in his
you.
policies.
Let me tell
Obama
y'all
didn't-
something, all right? Remember I used to say, yo, Obama used Michelle Obama to get the presidency? Because Obama didn't know what... He don't know what black excellence is. He don't know what black history is. He don't know what it feels to be black. This nigga's a Kenyan. He's a Kenyan. He's a jerk off rice. But yeah, it just... This is the type of stuff that pops off with these immigrants. This is why Pan-Africanism doesn't work. Like I said, you know, O'Shea turned on them. Professor Smalls turned on them. And let me tell you why Professor Smalls turned on them. Because there was a guy who had a... who was trying to say Professor Smalls was talking shit about Tariq Nasheed, and that wasn't it. It was an African that did that stupid shit. He never apologized for that. Causing tensions in the black community. Now we gotta deal with this motherfucker.
Grow up in the same economic and cultural struggle as most FBAs, but he benefited from our cultural capital.
I was born in Kenya. And just to be clear, I know where my birth certificate is, but a lot of people don't. I'm proud to be the first U.S. president to visit Kenya. And obviously this is personal for me. There's a reason why my name is Barack Hussein Obama. Obviously, there are emotions to a visit like this. Memories come rushing back.
Your mother was white. Why would it be helpful, or why don't you say, I'm not a black president, I'm biracial?
Well, you know, when I was young, part of what I realized was that I'm less interested in how we label ourselves. I'm more interested in how we treat each other. And if we're treating each other right, then I can be multiracial, I can be, you name it. What matters is, am I showing people respect?
And what did we get in return? Zero support for reparations, no executive order for black Americans, and no economic programs tailored to the descendants of slavery. He told Ta-Nehisi Coates in 2016, let that sink in. This man who ran on hope and change told black Americans, yeah, but not for y'all. Instead, we got $12 billion to Israel, protection for dreamers, LGBTQ rights advancements, and the Affordable Care Act, which helped but wasn't targeted. Meanwhile, the community that gave him 95% of their vote in 2008 was left holding the hope bag. That wasn't leadership. That was a photo op presidency with a black filter.
Obama had a filibuster-proof Senate. He could have passed anything that he wanted, even a buy one, get one free reparations package. But instead, y'all, he gave us Obamacare. He called it a day. Like, I'm done. Oh, and the LGBTQ stuff. So if reparations were on the agenda, it would have happened then, but it didn't. And Democrats will never, they will never have that kind of power again. That's just the truth.
Then came Kamala, Indian mother, Jamaican father, sorority shout-outs, check. Hot sauce in the bag, check. Dancing at HBCUs, check. She played the culture like a playlist, but when it came to policy, crickets. When asked about reparations during the 2020 primaries, her answer was, we should study it.
Specific actions do you plan to take to administer reparations for this unpaid labor?
Right. So I'm actually supporting a bill. There's a congresswoman by the name of Sheila Jackson Lee that is written this bill out of the House, which I am supporting.
Who was Jamaican and didn't do shit. That bill ain't worth a pot to piss in, and we're still doing this HR 40 shit. This is why I have a problem with the HR 40. I still got to deal with this bullshit with the HR 40. I still haven't even said anything how I felt about the HR 40. I think it's a waste of time, and I'm going to be personally honest.
Study exactly what should be the response to your question. But to your point, and to just support your point, look, we had centuries of slavery in this country. We had decades of Jim Crow. We had legalized discrimination and segregation. And then we had de facto discrimination and segregation. And to believe or suggest that those years of treatment and abuse and violence and crimes did not have an impact is to overlook the facts of history.
Not support, not advocate, study. That's really code for, we're not doing it, but we want to look like we care. But black Americans showed up for her anyways, especially, black women. In 2020, over 90% of black women voted for the Biden-Harris ticket. And what did we get? Symbolic first, no targeted economic relief, and just like Obama, no real support for reparations.
My agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that.
You see, this is where you lose me. The issue of reparations has to be studied. Well, how much damn studying do you need to do? She said this when she was a senator. She is right that her consistency is there. It is an issue that needs to be studied. How much studying?
So now we have Westmore, who is supposed to be the new face of black political power. Born in Maryland, raised in the Bronx, veteran, Rhodes Scholar, looked the part, talked the talk. He ran as the first black governor of Maryland and made history. Black folks showed up heavy in Baltimore, Prince George's County, and across the state. The expectation that he delivered. Instead, he vetoed a bill to study reparations in Maryland. Not implement it, just study it. Sounds familiar? This man ran on quotes from Frederick Douglass, but the moment it was time to move policy for the descendants of Douglass, he folded. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. It's like hiring a wedding planner who cancels the wedding because it's too complicated. Like, what are you talking about, bro? That's your job.
So black Americans, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about Westmore vetoing a reparations bill for the descendants of American slaves. This guy is from a Jamaican lineage, and we gotta have an honest discussion about some of this diaspora stuff, about the reasons why there is some animosity, and we have to be honest and not gaslight and not deflect, because it wasn't black Americans who did anything to this man. It was the 35% of black Americans who were in his state that voted him in. So it's not us that caused this. It is Westmore and many people from his persuasion, not everybody, but enough of them, whereas they caused this stuff. And so I'm hoping they can veto it so that we can finally get some economic justice in this country. And this guy vetoed a bill to stop a study. Meaning that he didn't even want a freaking study, and that shows you some of the animosity that some people, not everybody, have when they are black immigrants or come from a black immigrant family towards descendants of American slaves, towards FBAs. And I'm going to show you some actual proof of this when it comes to this particular issue. And Wes Moore, he had the potential to run for freaking president, and he will not make it there now because they're saying he shouldn't even show up to South Carolina. The Democrats in South Carolina says because reparations is such a hot button issue, and because so many black people live in South Carolina, it's one of those states where almost half the state is black. Yeah, listen, it is not good right now. He comes from an immigrant background, coming around us with this little wolf in sheep's clothing nonsense, pretending to be FBA, pretending to have any kind of link to us.
All three, Obama, Kamala, West, leaned on the aesthetic of blackness, but dodged the responsibility of lineage-based justice. And the whole reason that they can do that, pan-africanism made it easy. When you promote the idea that all black people are the same globally, you erase the specific debt owed to black Americans. It lets politicians avoid direct reparations by...
Told you. I told you. This shit, yo, I can't make this shit up. Niggas always talk about some type of unity, but at the end of the day, they're okay with their people, causing pain onto us. I'm going to be personally honest. Just listen to these things.
We need programs for all people of color, dilute the debt by including everyone with melanin, perform diversity while avoiding...
We're not going to do that.
There is nothing wrong with looking like you're from where you're from. I don't know what this obsession is, especially like in my comment sections with Africans making picture comparisons to me and other black Americans posting pictures of like Nigerians and saying like, oh, this is what you guys see. We all look alike. You guys look like Nigerian, and you look like you're a Ghanaian, or you look like you're a Congolese, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with looking however you look, but there's also nothing wrong with looking like you are from where you're from. And there's nothing wrong with you looking like you are Nigerian or Congolese or Ghanaian or wherever these people are from. They're posting in my comment section. And there's nothing wrong with me looking like I'm from the United States, like I'm a black American woman. I don't understand this obsession with trying to prove that black Americans look exactly like some specific place in West Africa. Like, it's okay if we have some differences. Even if we share certain phenotypical similarities, there's a lot of differences in our mannerisms, the way we dress, the way we talk. And it's okay that we're different. Like, I just don't get this obsession with wanting for us to just be like, okay, yeah, we're African and we're like, what is I don't understand the purpose of that. If we're American, we're just American. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I just feel like it seems like a lot of Africans feel like we shouldn't be happy, like we should not be proud to be American. It's like it's like a cringe for them, for us to be proud to be American or something. And I'm not saying all Africans are like that. I'm just saying that a lot of the ones that I see in my comment sections are the ones that have a lot of, or have issues with anything that I've said, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just really weird to me. And it's like, we're like, y'all, we're good. Like, we don't need to share cultural similarities. We don't need to share similar languages. We don't need to look alike. We don't need to be alike. As long as we respect each other and each other's boundaries, I feel like that should be enough. Because if you tell me that you're from a certain place, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, you from Nigeria? Well, technically, you don't even really look Nigerian. You look like you're from Angola or something. Like, it's like, what's the point of me doing that? Like, I don't care. If you from there, you from there. Cool. I got you.
Singing a song by a black American but claim we don't have culture.
I want to say Africa
America is so obsessed with being so like America or UK
Yeah,
or
but it's
whatever.
because of the
But they
internet.
are. I feel like Africans, they just
I got a
obsess
question.
over the
It's the
Western way of doing things. So they want to be just like the Americans or people from the UK or whatever.
Yeah,
So they
I
want
can
to
feel that.
emulate those of the Western world.
Yes,
So I don't.
copy 'em.
There's the big copying.
Do Africans want to be like African Americans? The answer is yes. I was going through my Google Photos recently and come and see the things I found. This is specimen 1.
Oh
This is
no!
the first example I found. I had to ask myself, why were we dressed like this? The only reason I could think of was because for the past how many years we had been watching 106 and Park. Is that this is the influence? Is that not T.I. on the right? Is that not T.I., my boy? His name is Toby. That's why are we dressed like fake chains? But we did not give a fuck. We wanted to be like you guys. Many of us in this picture had never even stepped out of Nigeria.
My man got aluminum
But why are
foil
we
in
dressed
his
like this?
mouth.
So
Are you serious?
if any African ever comes to you telling you nonsense, just tell them to shut up, because this is the truth. We wanted to be like you guys. You guys are cool as fuck, so don't be listening to anybody else. Thank you.
I think some of y'all just need to admit that you're obsessed with us. You're obsessed with Black America. You're obsessed with Americans in general. You're intrigued by us. You're inspired by us, but you just don't want to admit it. You don't want to say it. You'd rather talk about us. You would rather say that we're stupid and we're uneducated, but yet you just can't seem to get us off your mind. You can't just seem to get us out of your mouth. It's like we're all you ever talk about. I keep scrolling past these videos talking about Black Americans this, Black Americans that. And then, or in my comment section, it's like I'm trying to let this whole conversation go. And I'm still getting notifications about this same post, and people are saying the same thing over and over and over again. No originality, no uniqueness, just spewing the same old hate over and over and over again. Very much redundant. It's really given like, do we need a restraining order against some of you motherfuckers?
Shit.
Like, is it really that serious? It's given an obsessed ex that just won't leave a bitch alone. It's given, damn, give me 50 feet. Give me some space. It's giving Block Party 2025, and that's what we need to be on as Black Americans, or just Americans just in general. We need to be on this blocking spree like how I've been on, because I have never had to block this many people in my entire life. But it's crazy that some of y'all just don't even realize just how obsessed you are with us.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't keep us off your minds. And it's like Black America, we're not even that big of a population, but it's like, damn, y'all just, you got your head stuck so far up our asses that we gotta turn corners like a bus. I don't know what, I got that from a comedian. I don't even remember who it was, but shout out to whoever that was. But we gotta turn corners like a bus because your heads are stuck so far up our asses. We can't just move how we want to move.
Y'all are jealous of Americans, and it's really that simple. I hate to break it to y'all, but, you know, this really boils down to two things. We've already established xenophobia as one, and the other thing is jealousy, envy. Y'all are jealous of Americans, and it's really that simple. And I don't know how, I hate to break it to you, but none of us, we all just were born where we were born. We didn't choose to be born here. That's just where we were born, okay? And yeah, we got lucky. We got the hot ticket to be born in America. And I say this as a first-generation American, okay? I'm African American, you know, but not descended of African Americans. So I'm just African American by birth. And when I tell you, baby, I'm so glad I got that winning ticket.
Oh no! Oh shit! Yo, this is what I'm talking about. Africans shitting on their own people.
Can't help but to peep how the rest of the diaspora was like.
Yo, these niggas be shitting on Africans. Y'all be thinking it's me? Yo, it's not me at all. You know what? Actually, which one we want to watch? We want to watch a Tariq Nasheed or Unapologetic Truth. It's up to y'all. We're going to do one more. Unapologetic Truth? Unapologetic Truth or Tariq Nasheed. What do y'all want to watch? It's up to y'all. All right, we'll watch our unapologetic. We'll watch half.
That you have francophone issues. You speak French. It's dangerous. The country, the president has 18 assassination attempts.
Damn.
Tell me what kind of person even positions that to you and love you and care about you. What kind of person that care about you even tell you some shit like that? What kind of person that care about you would even mention that? What kind of person that want the best for you even think like that? As a person who care about black people, you're supposed to tell them, no, that's not a good idea. Let's take them. If we're going to ask them to go someplace, why don't we give them a safer place? Can we go get a deal with Rwanda? Can we go to even Zimbabwe, where Dr. Ericon is from? Can we go there? No, because a person that care about you, that's just going to show you don't care about your ass.
Facts.
A person that care about you would.
What's going on, V for Vengeance? Salute.
Would never recommend that. You would never recommend a place for a person that just had a military coup and tell me that you love them, those group of people in the diaspora. You cannot tell me you love them. If they black Americans, if they in the black diaspora, black British, and you know that the West want this man out of here, and as soon as they get him out of here, they gonna renege on everything that man has done, including
break
your
of
ass.
treasoning.
And you tell me that you're going to get black Americans and the black diaspora, they're going to invest in businesses and all that? That could be null and void. It could be. Why would you give him that risk? And you got all kind of stuff going on there. You got Boko Haram and all kind of jihadist groups there in the country. So you tell me who loves you acting like that. You tell me who care about you acting like that. You tell me that.
This nigga crashed the fuck out. This nigga, yo, let me tell you something. This motherfucker who's a Pan-African, yo, he's pissed. Like, I'm gonna be personally honest. O'Shea been doing this shit for 3 days. O'Shea always say he's a Pan-African. But he said Pan-African movement is not for black Americans. It's for Africans. It's for Africans to help it's to help Africa. You know? How you been, Vengeance? Salute.
And then if you call that out, somehow I'm a CIA agent. Somehow I'm a problem. And that's Africa for you. That's how they work. That's what happens. Somehow somebody's the problem because they don't want to shut up while you do your damn BS. Somehow when you say something that don't make sense, you're the problem. You're operative. Oh, because you don't want to get somebody to get their ass scammed or lose their money.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these YouTubers need to stop telling people to come to Africa. The locals coordinated because they noticed our movement. So they were watching the videos and they were aware of the trend to come to Africa for African Americans. And so they raised the price on housing and on everything, business services, everything. I mean, they moved in an organized way. I don't think a lot of people realize that about what happened in this movement. I don't want to say failed movement, because some people made it work. I'll just kind of go on a tangent and say I don't think everyone should come to Africa.
failed movement.
I don't think every African American should come to Africa.
The amount of corruption and bribery needed just to register a business, we're talking $10,000 land surveys for 5 acres. We're talking $6,000 business registration process. And the sad thing is some people were happy. They were agreeing with it. They were finally free to be how they were. So when you went into government offices, there was a very different energy. There was this, I'm going to cheat you and you're going to like it energy. And we all felt it. And you couldn't say anything about it. There was a lot going on in those offices. I've gotten into trouble in those offices for calling out certain things, calling out corruption. I've been in trouble for that. I don't know if some of you who know me know that I've been in a Tanzanian jail 3 times.
Damn!
Because of certain things. One was firing somebody who didn't want to work. Another one was you just can't call out corruption. You got to act like it doesn't exist and play some mind game, and that's not how some people operate. That's compromising. It's a fine line, and it's a tiptoe eggshell sort of dance you have to do there, and I don't think a lot of people want to do that. I fell into the trap of thinking that it was, my job to stay and push and push and push and push against something that was done. And I poured more time and more energy and more resources into projects that were not going to succeed at that point. I made the mistake of feeling obligated to something that no longer had the favor of God on it. And unfortunately, many others made the same mistake.
You are always in Africa. You got the African Day Parade. You don't see the Africans. You got the festival that be going on in Brooklyn, the band festival, the African festivals. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
Professor Small.
Let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse you because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India that you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language, coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite on their own people with no respect for themselves as human beings, and then because they speak a language, try to play you off like they got something culturally that you don't have. The most culturally enforced African in the world is the African American. Most of the movements that have changed the world, that allow all ethnic nations to profit, has been our movement. And so we get peed on and played down because these people are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us.
Are they our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. Ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation. Racially, we are together, but economically, we may well be enemies. And we have to be clear on that, that our economic enemy is just that. And if you deal with your economic enemy like it's your friend, you're going to be the loser at the end of the day. Now, we raised the question of pan-Africanism in this hemisphere. You know, you had the brothers from Trinidad, and then you had W.B. Du Bois, and we created this phenomena. But Africa has never created a pan-African movement. You understand? Africa has never really supported a pan-African movement. We had a couple of people in Nkrumah and Julius Nyerere and Mugabe, but most of Africa never gave a damn about a pan-Africanism because they're still bogged down in the colonial slavery of European Judeo-Christian indoctrination, which is worse than anything that we've suffered. Worse than anything that we've suffered.
Facts.
The illusion of the clothes and the language make us think we're dealing with somebody that has some African purity culturally and spiritually. You're dealing with a confused, backwards Christian that love Europe more than they love their own ancestors. They would not even use an African word for God. You know, in Ghana, if you talk about being a traditional African, you might get beat down in the street. You understand? You're ostracized on the radio, movies.
And y'all niggas want to move to Africa? Y'all niggas want to go to Africa? You hear this shit? This is Professor Small, who's a Pan-African. Professor Small he put the work in, man. This guy put the work in.
These are made to show African culture as being the devil, while Christian culture is coming in as the savior. This is TV shows and on TV in Nigeria and Ghana every day.
It's crazy.
Y'all think y'all slick, huh?
All you Africans, huh? One thing about black Americans is we real fucking resilient, okay? And we want to find something out, we gonna find it out. But see, we not as stupid as y'all think we is, okay? Contrary to y'all belief, like I keep saying, without our ancestors, y'all wouldn't even be able to be over here. But check out this content I got for you. Finna blow your mind.
Okay, so truthfully, when was you Africans gonna tell us that your oral history, your oral traditions, was that your ancestors came across the great ocean? When was y'all gonna tell us that? When was you gonna tell us that your ancestors came from the West? When was y'all gonna tell us that? The Rubens, the Ghanaians, the Akan, the Benins, west of Africa, period, has oral history and teachings about their ancestors coming from somewhere else and settling in Africa. Why y'all wasn't gonna tell us this? Right, cause that's crazy. It's the reason why we never followed you. You followed us. We the ancestors. Is that what you say? Now y'all know I went on ChatGPT because, honey, I need to find the answers. Honey, all West African traditions speaks about their people, their ancestors coming across the great ocean. What? That's crazy. And get this, it says that these Africans settled in Africa. They don't come from Africa, though. Like the Africans themselves? That's crazy. It's crazy.
We keep telling y'all to leave us the fuck alone. This shit like quicksand. The more you move, the deeper it get. That way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wanna know
what's going on,
crazy?
Charlie Shaw? Salute.
Every time when a melanated person from America.
Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. And also, if you want to give donations, I'll put it in the live chat. But if you can't, just share the podcast. Just share, but also subscribe. Those are the two things I will ask you to do. Other than that, let's get busy.
America say that they're part of the Olmecs. White people never deny this, but every time a person claims to be an Olmec from America, you know who always have something to say?
Africans.
Black people. Well, to be specific, black pan-Africans. White people know this. The world knows this. The white people don't never deny it. And matter of fact, white people are the ones that told us, along with us knowing this history. Go look on the History Channel. They tell you in your face that the Olmecs are black and they're from America, and we are those people. But it's just funny how that they know it, we know it, but it's like everybody that's like stuck don't know it. Nah, for real, just like, am I bugging? I be watching the History Channel. I watch all these documentaries. White people love talking about the Olmecs. And it's at this point, it's like, white people.
Salute Hula Gang. Salute.
You know why I don't? Excuse me, but you know what's crazy is that these white archaeologists, these white astrologists, these white geologists, right? They've been on these TV shows and they tell you the people from America before Columbus was black, the Olmecs were black. They also tell you that the Olmecs all correlates to the Indians or correlates to the African Americans. They literally tell y'all only pan-Africans, Africans, and other ignorant black people are the only people that are saying that black people aren't Indians. Black people aren't the Olmecs. Only black people are doing this. Now, if I'm wrong, cool. I know some Native Americans are doing that too, and that's only because they want to fit into that description. But for those who don't want to fit into our description, they let us know all the time on television, in media, in documents. They literally tell us the only people that says that we're not what we are black people. and other haters. But seriously, if I'm bugging, let me know.
Africanism does not benefit Black America. Here's how. Black America support pan-Africanism. That's saying everybody has a land except you. And when I say land, I mean indigenous land that they come from and they can go back to or they are still in. On the African continent, like Nigerians, Kenyans, Ghanaians, so forth, it would make sense for them to support pan-Africanism no matter where they go across the world. Guess what? They still can go back to their land. They still have a land. So for them to support the unification of Africa, that makes sense for them because they still have their land. It's going to benefit them and it's going to benefit the African continent. The problem with the Pan-African ideology is that you assume that everybody who has been told that they're African is actually African. So with that being said, Black Americans over in the United States, for us to support a Pan-African ideology, that's basically giving up your heritage here in the United States, essentially giving up your land and giving up your birthright. When we talk about Pan-Africanism, we also have to have the conversation about colonization. We also have to have the conversation about secret societies who hold the real truth of the world and have gave the masses of the people, no matter what your ethnicity is, a different version of the history of the earth. We get over to the American continent, we're talking about places like Haiti and Jamaica, islands that are more homogenous, Negroid, or what they will call black today. Even though they are being deceived that they're from Africa, even if they did accept the Pan-African ideology, at the same time, since their island is more homogenous and it wasn't as much immigration to their islands from all over the world, like in the mainland North America, what we call today the United States, for these people in these islands, these melanated dark-skinned people who truly are the real American Indians but have been brainwashed that they're from Africa as well, even if they do take a Pan-African ideology, guess what? They still have their island. They're still claiming their island. Even if they're brainwashed believing that they're from Africa, they still have the island, because they're still the majority on their island. Because the lack of immigration from all over the world to that island. Not saying the islands, of course, has been colonized and people have immigrated to the islands, but not on the scale as the mainland North America, what we call the United States. And this is how it differs from us over here in the United States. When a so-called Black American accepts a Pan-African ideology, you don't have a land. Where is your African land when you accept, or where is your land? Where are you going to build at with a Pan-African ideology? Because you're actually giving up your land when you say that you're an African. When you say that you are African and you have no African ancestor, you're giving up your land. You're giving up your land. See, because everybody has someone where they can be homogenous to themselves.
Y'all roasting each other in the live chat. Shout out to Ray and Dorsey and Hulu Gang and V for Vengeance. Shout out to Charlie Shaw. Y'all doing y'all thing.
They can be in control of, not integrated in. See, when a Jamaican, when a Haitian, when a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, a Kenyan, all these people, if they ever get tired of the United States, they can go back to their land. They're not giving up the power and the title and the right to their land. They're just saying, hey, build Africa. As an American, a so-called Black American who's the real American Indians, when you say that you're a Pan-African, you're giving up your whole title to any land, because where are you from? You're getting lost in the sauce. You're calling yourself an immigrant when you call yourself a Pan-African, or when you accept a Pan-African ideology. Pan-Africanism gives everybody title to land, to leave a land and go back, and it benefits them in that way, but it doesn't give us that same benefit at all. So Pan-Africanism is not beneficial at all. When you're talking about real political growth, you're talking about growth of a nation and growth of a society, and to build in your native land, it's not beneficial to us to be Pan-Africans. And us as the real American Indians, the real indigenous Americans, or so-called Black Americans, we get nothing back in return. Africanism in essence gives up our birthright, our history, our heritage, our identity right here in the Americas. The whole time, instead of focusing your energy on our community in America and making America greater and learn how to get...
Dorsey and Ray got me wild. Got me laughing in the live chat right now. I'm doing good. Tuesday I went to go give some blood. I had an allergic reaction. That's why we didn't have a show Tuesday. So yeah, I look like Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, man. I was looking all fucked up. I was like, oh shit. They gave me the epidural, the shit that makes you go fast. Yo, oh man, that shit cleared up in like what, 6 hours? But I had to walk around like that, and my eyes were still red for like a day and a half. It better now, but yeah.
Get along here in America. Because it has happened. We have a lot of different nations here, a lot of different ethnic groups here in the United States. Instead of learning how to get a whole of America and take control in our
Y'all got me
in
laughing
America,
in the live chat.
Over
Charlie
in
Shaw,
Africa.
they wilding in the
Whole
live
time
chat
we
right
don't have a
now.
land
Ray
because
Ray
they
and
say,
Dorsey,
hey,
they got me laughing.
America's not yours, and it's deceiving us to put our energy over into Africa and this whole romanticization of Africa. And whole time we're in our land. So when you accept being a Pan-African, first of all, you giving up title and the equity that you have here in America from you being the indigenous America, and the history and the equity of the United States from you being from the foundation of the United States, because they built the United States on top of our land. So saying a Pan-African, you're giving up everything, including your land. Meanwhile, everybody else is benefiting because they can leave, come and go. They can leave their land, go other places in the world, and go back to their land. Sitting here in limbo, not putting our energy inside of North America, United States, and building inside our communities and building up our own land, and just learn how to build a better country and a better nation inside our own communities. Our first nation, which is your community and your ethnic group. And then the second nation, which is our country here in the United States. We're putting our energy into the deception instead of uncovering the history, the heritage, and building on that history and heritage right here in our own land. So let me be clear. This is nothing against Africa and the African people. But as an indigenous American and the American people, don't be tricked right from the house, right under your feet, by being bullied into calling yourself African and being deceived into a Pan-African ideology.
American, that's why they labeled you as such. They don't put the differentiation between white people.
We labeled ourselves as
Can
that.
I say one more thing? It's
Go
crazy
ahead.
how like
Go
no,
ahead.
okay, I ran into this lady from Iran yesterday, right? And I noticed with immigrants that's not black, they never ask me where my parents from. I say American, or they ask me if I'm American. I say yeah. They say okay. White people too. They be like, oh, you black American.
That's because they know.
Yeah, but it's always black immigrants. I gotta tell. They want to know where my parents from. It's not the rest of them.
I seen this thing where this guy in Arab, this Nigerian girl was over in Italy, and they was asking her was she black, and she was like, yeah, but they asked her to differentiate. Are you black American? As a black American, or are you from a different
black
country?
Americans better.
And then she was like, yeah, I'm Nigerian. They was like, oh, so they actually, the host is right. They know the difference. I can't stand the foreign when it's lying talking about white people don't difference. Yes, they do, because we got Irish, we got Italian. In Chicago, we got Irish and Italian, and they let it be known that they don't like each other and that they different. We got the Slavics up there. We got the JEWS people.
Yep, we got Jews.
Who they are.
We live with white Americans. White Americans know exactly who we are.
And they know who they is. That's why I'm like, stop lying and saying white people don't do. Yes, they do.
So this whole Pan-Africanism thing, I just want y'all to tell me one thing that they have done. Look, who's the most popular Pan-Africanist right now? Dr. Umar Johnson.
Oh!
Right?
No, I'd say Ibrahim. Ibrahim Traore.
Dr. Umar Johnson said he is the Prince of Pan-Africanism.
Bro,
what has he done? What has he done?
Hold on. Why are you taking Umar? Why are you
time out? Did y'all know? Time out. Dr. Umar Johnson says that he's the Prince of Pan-Africanism, but he said foundational Black Americans should not. Hey, bro.
We don't know.
Hey, bro. That man said that we do not deserve, that we don't need reparations. Does that sound like Pan-Africanism to you, sir?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Right. Hold on.
That's why we say it's a scam.
Let me finish. Like, here's the thing about reparations. I think Black Americans deserve reparations. Black Americans should receive reparations. Are white people going to give us reparations? Probably not. So we have to figure another way.
Probably not. Ain't no another way. What you mean we gotta figure another way? You want to know what the way is? Delineating. That's why we delineate.
How we get reparations? How are you going to get?
All right, the biggest difference that I noticed between Black Americans and Africans with this whole conversation about delineation is not how they look, it's how they think. Black Americans are very much community-based. That is how they were able to be successful in the civil rights movement. That is how we're able to do economic boycotts and be successful. That is how Black Americans are arguably the most successful and influential Black people in the world. Whereas Africans, they are 54 country, thousands of tribes. They don't see kinship based on blackness. They don't think of you as their brother or sister because of your complexion. And that is the key difference between the two. So you can't expect them to come to America and all of a sudden change their mindset and say, I see this Black American as my brother and sister, somebody I should look out for, somebody I should, like. And because we share a common struggle or we have a common goal, I don't see it as that. It's about me, my tribe, my family, and about us elevating. So this is why people are saying delineation.
What's good?
is
Let's get it.
Because
004.
you have individuals who look like the collective, benefiting off the collective, but they don't have the collective mindset. Black Americans are very much, how is it going to affect the whole? We know we are judged on the whole. Anytime anything happens, like this man unaliving the other day, and it's a brother, why he have to do us like that? We look at it as a community. Whereas Africans, they say, that's that person. Do not judge everyone. We are not all like that. There's the first thing we saw is skin color. We didn't look at, there was a shooter who did this, judge that person. We know America is going to look at, that was a black man.
Yep.
This is what black people do. Now, another example, this supposed boycott, which no credible Black American even wanted or pushed for, was majority fueled by Africans on the continent. One Black American with very little influence made a post, and Africans on the continent took that as an opportunity to blow something out of a proportion that most people weren't even considering.
Yeah, Charlie Shaw. I think I told you they were wilding out in the live chat.
Probably won't ever have the opportunity to come to America. So whether or not an African business succeeds or fails, it's of no consequence to them. They're not benefiting from it. So fueling or inciting a boycott doesn't matter. They're just glad to be a part of the conversation. And a lot of it is out of sheer jealousy. Jealousy of the African business and jealousy of the Black American. And I think we have to keep a lot of that in mind when we're reading these posts. We got to put a lot of these things in context. I mean, personally, do not believe you should boycott businesses. But I'll say this. A lot of people have something in their heart because of this conversation. Make sure, I'm going to just say this. You don't want people messing in your hair or your food if they have something in their heart against you. Even if you want to go out and support more this business, just be mindful, be careful of doing that. But I don't believe there was no reason to boycott. You have good African businesses and you have bad African business. You can judge those accordingly. Some people absolutely understand and respect the Black dollar and have earned the Black dollar. Whereas boycott is not necessary, I believe that delineation is necessary. And if anything, the boycott showed many people just how others view Black Americans. But the delineation is necessary to preserve culture, to preserve legacy, to preserve inheritance.
Charlie Shaw, they
Black
wilded in the
Americans
live
have a
chat.
very special right to this
some
land.
Africans
And
in here.
we that are here have a duty not to let the ancestors' work go to waste.
Yeah, where is Kwame Shabaka when you need them?
The pro-black and the Pan-African movements really started here in America, right? That's a fact, Yeah, it did. So that shows we, the enlightened thinkers, we saw. And I'm not taking credit. They had great people too, but a lot of the movement started over here because we seen that we need to unite amongst one another. There was great Black American thinkers. Even the Black Panthers had this type of energy. So for us to now switch up on that, I think that it's wrong on our end.
Let me ask you something, sir. Why do you think we switched up?
I'm not saying.
Why do you think I rolled over and said, "Fuck no, man"?
Because I want to say online, the media has, because what's his name? Kelly was saying just now, he used to love Africans. He has it tatted on his wrist, but when he met them online or whatever, they calling him all these names. He couldn't fuck with that no more.
Wait, so you think all of our experiences, everybody who's on this panel right now, my experience, everybody's experiences when I know ready to come, is based off of online?
No. Let me not twist it in that way, right? Because I met people in real life who are African who obviously feel some type of way, and he said, his parents didn't like him as a kid too, which is fair. But you see, a little experience like that is gonna make you color a whole continent.
Since you're going to undermine all of our experiences and say that it was just him, it was just them, we should have generalized. Let me give you a general example.
Charlie Shaw, they wilding in the live chat.
Baltimore, who's happy.
Shout out to Ray and Dorsey. Ray and Dorsey, they getting busy in the live chat. I've been watching it, Charlie Shaw, and it's yeah, they get busy in the live chat, man. This is what happens sometimes, you know. And like I always tell people this, we're gonna watch probably 10 more minutes of this, and we're gonna call it today.
I think the FBA came out and made a statement saying that Black Americans don't deserve reparations. We shouldn't worry about that, and we should just worry about just moving forward.
On your body, yeah. I said the same thing, Dorsey. I mean, let's get it, 004. I said the same thing.
Vote, even though I'm not Black American, but I'm gonna act like I'm Black American, and I can't do nothing particularly for you, but you should vote for me because I'm Black. So these are no longer jokes. These are spaces that they're now representing us and telling us what they think we need. Now this is a much more bigger problem. This is not a joke no more. Go ahead, Polo.
Ask a question, like genuinely, right? At that point, I see where you're coming from.
So you see where I'm coming from? Okay, go ahead.
I see where you're coming from, right? I you know, it's a problem when people don't respect you, but you know they infiltrate.
It's on a national level now.
She's right, and the reason why I said, if you heard everything that she said, this guy's trying to imply that it's a government psyop that's tearing black people away from Africans. And I hate to tell people, look, there's a thing called a pan-African movement that has been around probably since before the Garvey movement of the 1920s. But what people don't understand is it seems to be a one-sided thing. The only people propping up pan-Africanism is black people from America. And the reason why I know this is because we're the only ones talking about it. When you get to the continent of Africa, it's nothing for me to see people talk about how when black Americans get there, they have a thing in Africa called the Black American tax, to where when you get there, they're going to upcharge you on everything once they realize you're from America. So that's what I'm saying. So if we're so, but then when white people go over there, it's like, hey, you can move into my home, nigga. You can live here. You can take my soul. They take over. So the reason why I know that to be so is because they have a thing. Let me tell you something you probably never heard of. There's a thing that they introduced. 1960s, you remember they had the Immigration Act that Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement was pushing for. And they pushed for that because they thought we would get allies from other black people internationally to come here and basically bolster our numbers. But what they didn't tell us at the same time, they had a thing called Memorandum 66. Have you ever heard of this? Memorandum 66 is when Africans touched down on the American soil, they had to go to a class that basically showed them violent black people, told them to stay away from black Americans. These are not your friends. These are people who are going to make y'all look bad. And then, yeah, so
they had mass propaganda.
Put on them. But the reason why I believe, but I'm not even giving them a pass for that. And I'm going to tell you why. Did we not get shown the exact thing about them? Did we not get to see them with bones in their nose and living in the bush and flies flying around their head without them being any level of building anything past or witness this? They showed us all of that. But
this is why I kick in the backs of Africans and stuff with this shit. So, because they know that this shit ain't true, but at the end of the day, they still want to be on white daddy's side. As black Americans, I do this out of ignorance, just to show you that, you can't be doing this shit to us. And in 3 years, Gavin Newsom's gonna be president, and you're gonna... Jesus Christ. Oh, shit, Kwame, you alive? Oh, he mad. What you mad at, Kwame? You mad because your boy O'Shea exposed pan-Africanism?
The worst you're going to get a black American that does to an African is they got called an African booty scratcher. And bitch, I got called an African booty scratcher. So let's just here's what it is. We all got called it. Mm-hmm. So don't miss me with that whole y'all hate us. No, we do not. And you know that's not true. Nobody's on African soil trying to replace Africans. But when y'all get here, I keep saying this. This is my issue with the entertainment world, the music world, the sports world. All of them are propping up non-black.
Yeah, Kwame. Yo, Kwame. You're Shabaka. I know you're Shabaka. You're Shabaka, Kwame. How decided all of a sudden, nigga, Shabaka been gone for like 2 hours, and all of a sudden you pop up and Shabaka's back in here. You're Shabaka. See, I am FBA, but these Trump niggas get on my motherfucking nerves. Darcy, where's he gives the essays bullshit.
The reason Black Americans don't take Pan-Africanism seriously is because we've never seen it in the places where it actually makes sense. What we see, by and large, are Black immigrants who come.
Let me ask y'all a question. When has that? This is a question to think about, everybody. When has Pan-Africanism ever worked?
Here and preach Pan-Africanism.
And if you have an idea, put it in the live chat and I'll read it off.
Million Black folks. Okay.
O'Shea took them.
We don't have any resources. We don't control any industries. Like literally,
yeah.
We have no control over natural resources.
Vengeance.
We do not control.
We watched it, and I'm not even.
This country only has jobs from white people.
Getting them niggas back in for like 3 days.
Africa, there are hundreds of it, like close to 1 billion Black people. All the natural resources in the world that Black folks could theoretically control because
where you been? Yeah, Pan-African, Liberia. So why is it a shit?
you have the numbers, you can control industry. Like, why not go home and preach that? As we sit here right now, we have Ghanaians trying to kick Nigerians out of their country. Where's the Pan-Africanism? As we sit here, in 2024, there was a sister who went for a beauty pageant in South Africa, but her dad, I believe, was like Nigerian, her mother's from Mozambique, and they lost their mind because they felt like, you're not really one of us. Again, where's the Pan-Africanism? Now, again, to be fair, these are just sort of select cherry-picked examples, but you get the point. For some reason, this concept seems to only be salient here in America, where, again, we don't have the numbers and we don't have the resources. This concept would be taken much more seriously if we saw it work back there, right? Like, if we saw close to 1 billion Black people rise up collectively to challenge white dominance. Not to get a few jobs from white people, but to actually challenge the domination. To say, we're going to control the resources collectively. Borders don't matter. We are one people. If we saw that movement, successfully, where you got the numbers, like tomorrow you could do this,
All right, give me a second. Kwame and his thieving culture. Jesus Christ. Alright, give me a second. I gotta find my audio joint again. Alright, give me a second, everyone. Kwame, you still trying to steal the Boston Renaissance? Hey, yo, V for Vengeance. Yo, you want to hear something crazy that Kwame said? This nigga said the electric slide came from Jamaica. We looked it up, and it came from a white man. All right, now I'm back on. Kwame, you know that's not true, Kwame. Like, let's talk about it. Like, we're talking about collectively. We're not talking about like they came after. And Africans don't even like Jamaicans. So let's not do that. You know, but yeah, Kwame. The Harlem Renaissance came from the South. It came from the South. Let's get back.
This would be a concept that would make much more sense, but we don't see that. So whether it's Marcus Garvey or whomever, you see immigrants coming here and saying, let's preach pan-africanism. And so it's just a challenge for us because we've never seen this concept work where it makes the most sense for it to work, where it could actually work. And so from our perspective, it just sounds like you're trying to eat off my plate rather than how can we make a whole plate factory. Your best position, we're not. Yes, America has a much larger economy than all of these other countries. We don't have access to it. We're literally competing for a few jobs from white people. That's what we got. Why is that? Well, we've just never been in a really good position, right? So, yes, there was slavery in the Caribbean, but the British left, the French left. We had to live under our oppressor every single day, our very violent oppressor. And so, no, we just didn't have the opportunity to forge a new identity, right? We didn't have the opportunity to wake up and say, we're Haitians and we're one. Like, we didn't get that, right? We were literally just trying to stay alive. We didn't get that. So whether you're Haitian, whether you're Ghanaian, Nigerian, Trinity, whatever you might be, you woke up every day in a place where you were in the majority. And as a black person from America, whose folks came out of the cotton fields, I admire that. There's a privilege in that I don't think you all recognize, a privilege to wake up every day and be in the majority. And so yes, there's neocolonialism. Yes, there's a French indemnity on Haiti. All these things are true. But you at least have the opportunity to wake up every day in the majority on the ground and try to control your life. We could only dream of that. That is fantasy for us. It never existed. And so what I'm saying is, if you're asking why you feel resistance towards Pan-Africanism, if you're asking why American black folks seem hesitant to buy into it, it's because where it makes the most sense, where it has the highest probability to succeed, and where there are actual prizes to be had, we don't see that movement. So no, it doesn't make a lot of sense to us. It doesn't compute. Also, the rules seem to change, right? So again, we talked about what's happening in Ghana, in every other corner of the world from our perspective. And again, we're not scholars in Pan-African affairs. We're not scholars in world affairs. Americans are very American-centric, right? Our media, everything just revolves around us. That's just true. But at least from our perspective, what it seems like is nobody else is being asked to buy into these notions of Pan-Africanism. And so when these Ghanaians say we really don't want these Nigerians there, they're free to just do that. We know, or at least we feel very deeply, that if we reverse this, right, if a meaningful number of Americans went to any country and started to have a meaningful presence in government, in business, and getting jobs, there would be no movement of Pan-Africanism. And that would be true universally, right? So if a meaningful number of Jamaicans went to Haiti and started getting a bunch of positions in government.
Now let me say something. Shout out to Dorsey and Ray Ray. They just had a roast sessions, and they were still cordial with each other when it was done. This is FBA culture that people don't talk about. When a nigga call you an African booty scratcher, it's not the end of the world. So all y'all Jamaicans, y'all immigrants who come in here bitching and moaning and stuff, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you'll never fit into Black American culture. Because niggas can still be cordial with each other, even though niggas was just roasting each other's state. You know? I was out of line, but I know how we all commute different. Yeah. So, I'm going to say this. Jokes is just jokes. If y'all niggas is mad about what a nigga said to you fucking 20, 30 years ago, then y'all niggas need to go back to your fucking country and pick fucking plantains off a fucking tree or something. Or live in a fucking townhouse mud hut or some shit. Like, y'all, we can't keep on doing this shit. Afro-Caribbeans made Black American culture. Y'all niggas can't even make y'all own culture. What the fuck is Caribbean culture if it's not stealing? Stealing or chopping up niggas with machetes. Like, what the... Are we serious? Y'all be running around with machetes with ashy ankles, nigga. Like, come on. Let's not do that, Kwame. The fuck?
When Haitian people are still struggling, they started getting jobs. There'll be no movement of Pan-Africanism. Poor, uneducated people aren't moving across the world. They're not. So then it doesn't look like...
We're gonna watch one more, and that's it.
Right. And it's two things that irk my spirit. But the second one don't really irk me the most, but the first one do. And the first one is these Pan-Africans. You'll get these Pan-Africans, because this is how I sit up if y'all haven't seen it. So you'll have like a commission, right, that's listening to the people, you know, on why we should get reparations and things like that.
And Kwame, I can name 10 fucking Jamaicans that got deported too, so that shit don't mean anything. You know how, let me tell you something. You know how much shit that black people invented? Like, come on, my nigga, because you help hold a fucking spatula or fucking, you know, was there when somebody did it doesn't mean that you help invent the shit. Like, come on, because y'all niggas contribute don't mean that you invented anything. It just means that you helped a little bit. Like, let's personally be honest, Kwame. If shit is that easy in America, what have y'all created? Know what? We're done with this. This is since the Caribbeans created everything, what have y'all created universally in Jamaica that, you know, we could say, oh, yo, a Jamaican made that. Without stealing. Without no Black American fucking help. See, that's not what I'm asking, Kwame. What did y'all create or invented that is universal in your country that said, like, yo, a Jamaican made it, that everybody knows a Jamaican made it? We created San Francisco, and so you created this is what you say, you created San Francisco. You know what San Francisco is known for, right? It's P-Town for people in Massachusetts. It's peekaboo, I see you. That's what you made in San Francisco. Chicago, a guy who ran from Haiti because he was scamming, and he created Chicago. Okay. How many people know that? Nobody knows him, Kwame. Nobody knows that. Everybody knows about Black Americans. You gotta understand, Kwame, Black America, no, cool, Kwame, we already seen the video, Kwame. Don't sit there lying. You seen the same video that I seen. He said he was acting like he was a Black American. He said he knew Jamaicans, the Jamaican culture would not work in New York. Let's not lie, Kwame. We seen the video. That's the same day you said the electric slide came from Jamaica, and we found out it came from some white guy named Ron. So you stealing stuff from white people now. Okay. I could tell you what y'all created from Jamaica. Y'all created machetes and ashy ankle and flip-flops. Oh yeah, I forgot buck breaking too. We can talk about it, Kwame. You want to steal, right? Let's steal, okay. Hey, put it this way, y'all couldn't even create reggae music yourself. Y'all needed the Chinaman to help you. The Chinaman got y'all all y'all electrical instruments. Y'all wasn't rapping. So what the fuck was y'all doing? Y'all was running around here dressed like the fucking Commodores in the stylistics. But it wasn't created by reggae people. It was, you know what? And I'm gonna throw in the Puerto Ricans in there too. The Puerto Ricans help y'all create reggae. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go that far. Y'all can't even create your own genres. Did you hear what I said, Kwame? What is San Francisco known for? It's known for freak-offs. For white men. You welcome, Kwame. At least Chicago has culture. I can at least say that. Chicago has culture. But we don't know that he created it. We just know he stole some shit in Haiti and ran off to fucking America. Kwame, you gotta stop stealing. You gotta be truthful with yourself. This is why pan-Africanism is being exposed and people are not fucking with it no more. Even, you gotta look at it, Kwame. Even half African and Caribbean people don't fuck with pan-Africanism. They're like, yo, we're not fucking with that shit. Them niggas lie too much. Them niggas lie too much. Them niggas lie too much. And where did you get this work from? Because Kwame, last time you be giving us misinformation. Where did you get the work from? You didn't know about Sidney Poitier. Everybody, didn't I warn you that he will use Sidney Poitier? And I told you that. Didn't I tell you? Yo, once I told him about Sidney Poitier, and I told Kwame about Sidney Poitier yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Because Kwame didn't know nothing about Sidney Poitier. This is what I'm talking about. Kwame, you don't know shit. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot like your uncle Dr. Umar. This is why Dr. Smalls is exposing you. This is why y'all niggas don't have one leg to stand on. Y'all niggas is embarrassing. Y'all, let me tell you something. You Jamaicans and you Pan-Africans is embarrassing the black diaspora. Y'all do all this fucking treachery. Then you get mad. Then niggas go back into your history and find out y'all niggas ain't really masculine like y'all really think y'all are. Y'all niggas, come on. Y'all niggas talk about niggas is getting spit on and niggas getting sick by dogs. Let me tell y'all what was going on in Jamaica. Niggas was getting fucked in Jamaica. Niggas was, yo, them Jamaican niggas was getting their backs blown out. Not one, not two, by 3 white men. So At the end of the day, they didn't want the bitches. They wanted the big, muscly men. That's why y'all don't like boogery, but still get controlled by the king. Get the fuck out of here. You can put all that misinformation all you want, my nigga, but at the end of the day, we already know the truth. Y'all niggas can't even build your own fucking country. Y'all niggas talk about y'all created shit in America. How you know how embarrassing that is? That's like saying this. I can't get an education in my country, but yo, if I go to like fucking China and I start learning Mandarin, I could get a better education here. Nigga, you're fucking you and your whole culture is just losers, nigga. Y'all hypocrites and y'all niggas is losers. That's why, Kwame, this is why you're gay, Kwame. Like, and y'all niggas be thinking I joking. Kwame got a husband. This nigga's married. You know, and I'm tired of the false information by Kwame, you know? Thank you, V, for vengeance. It's just, I'm tired of the misinformation. This nigga trying to get Pan-African. That shit is dead, Kwame. Be a Jamaican. Why are you gonna be a Pan-African? You say, you're saying my talking points to make your points. I had to tell you about Sidney Poitier. I had to tell you about Cicely Tyson's. But them niggas was riders. They ride for black Americans. They didn't even fuck with their own culture. They fucked with black culture. You never talk about that. This is why I told you about Sidney Poitier. You didn't know nothing about Sidney Poitier. You was lost in the fucking sauce. You probably did research on it. You can lie and try to debunk all you want, but you're a liar, Kwame. You are a liar. Nigga, you lied about the electric hustle. The most simplest thing. I know what I did. I was like, Kwame, wait 1 second. I did research on it. Your own boy from Jamaica, who's half Jamaican, Flip, had the guy on his show. Then when I say, Kwame, what is this? No, I didn't say that, nigga. It's in the live chat. Kwame, you're a fucking liar. You don't know nothing about your own culture. That's the sad part. You know nothing about Caribbean culture. You know nothing about African culture. You don't know nothing, Kwame. All this pseudo-intellectual shit that you talk about, that's who you are. You're just not looking in the mirror yet. And I'm going to land here and I'm going to say this. This is why Pan-Africans is losing. This is why Pan-Africans don't have a fucking leg to stand on. Them niggas is bitching and moaning that niggas is exposing them. This is why they teach anti-black. This is why we have the Kwames and the Shabakas on this show. They're on their lifeline. Where their lifeline? Where their NLBR? We live in their heads rent free. Them niggas can't do shit without us. Tariq Nasheed, fucking Afro Elite, Ron, Bias, none of them. This is why we have clips on you. This is why we have the funny shit saying, Kwame and Revenue. Or Shabaka. Shabaka bitching at his own fucking Pan-African brother and talking about, this ain't right, he lying. Let's personally be honest about it. You're the backbone of nothing. Kwame, y'all on a lifeline in fucking Jamaica right now. Jamaica's about to turn into fucking India. Like, come on. How you talking about the backbone? Yes, he is. He's the backbone of failure. That's what he is, Ray Ray. He's the backbone of failure. You're the face of failure, Kwame. That's what you are. Then the niggas who are the writers that are Jamaican, you make them look bad. You make them look bad. You think Cicely Tyson will agree with any of the bullshit that you ever would say? Hell no, child. Kwame and the other act like someone is Caribbean or African when the person is half American, raised and trained. And thank you, V for Vengeance. Sooner or later, he's gonna be taking the Latinos credit. Like, you gotta understand, Pan-African is the consciousness of nothing. That's what Pan-African is known for. The consciousness of nothing. Y'all still can't get over fucking Marcus Garvey being a fucking scammer. Thank God they sent him back. And you know why? He tried to run for president and his own people didn't vote for him. They voted for a white man. That's how embarrassing y'all niggas is. Shout out to you, American Dream. Yeah, man. Yo, I just gotta tell Kwame this. Kwame is wilding out. Oh shit, this dude is gaslighting. I know, but at the end of the day, I'm giving him what he want. We know we already know what's going on. We seen the videos, Kwame. All you gotta go back is go into the episodes. You're not even a real Jamaican. You're a New Yorker. Them Jamaicans don't claim you. You're from the north side of Queens. That's where you're from. They don't know you as a Jamaican, Kwame. You are you're Americanized. You don't have Jamaican culture. There is no African culture. African culture is savagery and stealing. That's the only thing that you have of African is stealing. That's it, Kwame. You know, like, come on, Kwame. Let's be personally honest. What has Jamaican ever been successful in instead of bobsledding? In making curry goat, because that's good. In chopping up people. I forgot that. No. We don't need no Jamaican. Y'all can't even make it in your own fucking country. Why the fuck would we need a fucking failure to come to America to help us? We don't need no more fucking failures when we got coons in fucking America, nigga. You're just dead weight, nigga. What the fuck you mean, Kwame? The Maroon sold you, the Jamaican Maroon sold y'all niggas out. And y'all niggas getting fucked on a daily basis. Why would we need a fucking failure? Like, let's personally be honest. You're a fucking failure, Kwame. You ran from your country. You ran to a place that shit was already popping because of black people. Just like DJ Hurt, just like Busta Rhymes, y'all just ran from y'all country. Then y'all come up to this, then you come to America talk about big up Jamaica. Jamaica's a failed fucking country. It's a shanty town. Like, let's personally be honest, everyone. Like, we really got to talk like this to these people. This is why Pan-Africans fails, because of Caribbeans and Africans and fucking Dr. Umar. Y'all killed Pan-Africanism. Oh, in the CIA. You know, let me give my shout-outs. Give my shout-outs to Charlie Shaw, Ray Ray, Shabaka, Kwame, V for Vengeance, American Dream. Who else? Dorsey, Ray Ray. All right, let me just do it the cheat way. Salida Marie, Ray Ray, Spence. I always forget this person. Shabaka, Charlie Shaw, DJ X1. Greatness, the one. Oh, Let's Get It. That's Let's Get It, 004. American Dream, Jeff. Born Enemies, Randall, E. Will, The Hula Gang. Oh, there's two Randalls. Ohio. Shout out to all y'all. We had a great show. We all crashed out. We all talked shit about each other, but we did a great job, everybody. Salute to y'all. And I appreciate y'all watching. Even Even Kwame with the misinformations. He wants to be American. He wants to be black so bad. It's just, if they can't do it in their country, how are they doing it in America? It's impossible. But, you know, again, we're going to have another show. If y'all didn't do the polls in the post, go in there, do the polls in the post. But I will see y'all tomorrow. I got training tomorrow morning, so we'll probably do a late night show, probably 8, 9 o'clock.